Hello, and welcome back to Roll X Play, where we roll dice and play games. This isn't rehearsed. You have joined us for our weekend campaign titled Still Hearts. This is episode 6, session 6, however you want to title it. I don't know, they're both the same. This one is Sailing Above Kalserian Lands. Now, sailing above, how does that work? Flying, well, ship, airships. That's how it works. We have nearly a full house today. We are one person down. I know, guys, chaotic. This is what's to come. We have one person missing today. Leonie could not make it, but I think she will be here next time. I believe this month she was just away. Now, next time we will have her. But without further ado, let us begin. So, the party has spent some time in Trasvilar, but now they look to the skies to continue their journey forward. The Cavalier is a brilliant, large airship for any and all to enjoy a life of luxury above the clouds. Many on board treat this as a vacation hotspot, an easy way to see the world, but others use it as a transport from one place to the next. This airship holds around 3,000 people on board, mixing the fine touches of a sailor's ship to that of an engineering and magical achievement. A slight hum to the hull of the ship from the two large engines and the sounds of wind slamming against the hull keep its denizens in a lull of sleep during the night. But as we are currently sailing to the north, to the capital of the Vorid Empire, the Hourglass, we have a few hours before we arrive. So it is just peeking over into about 5 o'clock in the evening. The sun is beginning to set over the horizon. You can see it in the west, just slowly beginning to dip down. Hasn't reached the horizon at all yet, but it's getting into that position. The ship is moving at a steady pace. The people are walking around. They're enjoying themselves. There is music. There is sound. There is just an atmosphere on board the ship that is just very infectious. You can see all of the workers here are smiles abound, walking around, greeting everyone as they go. You guys especially have VIP tickets, which gives you all access to the ship. You have freedom of movement wherever you go. You skip any lines that there may be, as well as free drinks and food. You have a full package to yourselves. You are the VIPs of this ship. Not the only ones. There are a few others you can see with the same kind of bandolier around their sash, but apart from that, you guys are treated with the highest of respect on board. Whether that's something you're used to or not, it is a different sensibility to get used to, especially for those who aren't used to the source lifestyle. But as we are going around one by one, you have about a week's travel on board the ship. We'll be stopping off at the Hourglass first, but after that point, you'd have a long journey afterwards. But before we start delving into what the group is doing, I want to focus on someone who was left behind in the room for a moment. Thodane. Thodane, you had stayed in the room, in this large VIP suite by yourself, thinking, planning, doing your own bits. What is Thodane up to at the moment?
Yeah, so for that, when we were brought on board, we were told we had some sendings. Was that per person or per booking?
The ship itself, where you guys are, because you have a VIP room, you basically have a landline telephone you can call up to 5 times. So you can, using the ship's central nervous system, whatever this thing is, the person who greets you as you enter, you can have, amongst all of you, 5 sending stuff to use. Each one is 25 words long.
Excellent. In that case, I only use the one. And this is where... so we established that Thodane went to one of the better schools in Leyrons.
Yes.
I wanted to, going through memory, any classmates or alumni or professors, I'm looking for somebody who might be in the same field as, well, the guy Fawn wants me to look into.
Okay.
Because they seem to be doing some peculiar things of magic, and I highly doubt that nobody's there's not been at least some whispers of somebody looking into these kind of things.
Sure.
So,
if you could roll a history check, history or investigation check from you as you're doing a bit of sleuthing to see if you can look back in your memory banks to see anyone who might have a connection to this person. This person you haven't received much info on. You only have a general idea of who they are. Not even Thorn knows much about them. So to pinpoint something on kind of a general look and vibe is quite difficult, but you can do so.
Cool.
Okay.
I'm going to give myself a bardic inspiration.
Sounds like a good time to use it.
17.
Excellent. You begin to think back at contacts, people that you met during your time when you studied in the university there. You met many different people from different walks of life who had joined the academy to learn in different elements of investigative and journalism work. One person in particular that you kind of remember fondly of having a good kind of budding relationship with was another person of a small stature, halfling, known as Esteban. Esteban was a budding reporter who had grown through the ranks in Leyront, going between businesses and newspaper articles, eventually finding himself in a place called Sifdos, a town, a city, hybrid between the two. Not large enough to be called a city, but not small enough to be a town. Located in the north of Leyront. He owned a printing press company up there, who brings out news and delivers many newspapers around Leyront and trying to push it out to the masses across and beyond. But he might be someone who has a better idea on this sort of thing, especially since this individual that was referenced seems to have some sort of nobility. Perhaps they've been seen in the public eye. You're not sure.
Okay. Excellent. And 25 words.
25, yeah. I'll be a bit liberal. I'm not going to say, that's it, 25. You have a bit of room, so because it's a bit hard to do.
Yeah, sweet. Hey, Esteban. How far from where I'm based is he?
It's on the other side of the continent, pretty much.
Oh, yeah, no, never mind. Not going to be asking him to swing by. Okay, then. The message would be then, hey, Esteban, it's Fodane. Got a weird case. Looks like some posh bastard is playing around with some weirder magics. Could be a good story. You heard anything?
Okay. You send the message through this panel system that's in the center of your room, essentially a lounge with a large table, crystalline in design, with some levers and different buttons here and there. You send the message through, you see it almost digitize and then fade away in magic through illusion, and then a response comes through. Hello, my friend. Thordane. It is good to hear you again. I've heard of certain dealings in the underground as well as places beyond. There is definitely a link, I would say, to certain people testing and trying. But these people are not apparent. Is this to do with your investigative work?
Because 5 is enough for one apiece, I'm not going to reply for now. I'm just going to note that he's asked that down.
Mm-hmm.
And once meet up with everyone, I'll ask if anybody needs else to use ascending then.
Sure. As you're kind of sitting there and still going through your thoughts, you see... Where do you keep the sending stone that was gifted to you?
Inside jacket pocket.
Okay. You feel it kind of hum with light for a moment, and then you hear a muffled voice as you open up the jacket, begin to speak forward.
Oh, Thordane, how are you, bastard?
I was out shopping the other day, and I saw this little something in the window. Something that I think you will love. So when you go to see your parents, don't forget to pick it up. You can respond to this message. Every time that kills me.
Yeah, it kills my ears too.
Why do you do it?
Why not?
Right. Okay. Listen, mate. If you're gonna go near my family, you better be ready for what I'm gonna do to you when I catch up.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. You send the message through. You see the magic fade away. The once used per day, no longer there. But the message is sent. Okay, so Thodane, do you stay in the room or do you begin to head out and look for the others?
I'm just gonna take the time to fix that lock the twins gave me to. In my pack, I have a lockbox. I'm gonna make sure the blackmail folder's in there, and put the lock on that.
Okay, excellent. As you lock it, you will need to come up with a phrase, a sentence for you to that only you would know, pretty much.
Fun.
So you can have a think.
Sodding twins.
Okay, sodding twins is the password. Okay, make a note.
Is that always going to be the password, or is he able to change it?
We'll see.
Oh no. Oh no.
All right.
Yeah. But yeah, after that, I'll just recheck my notes, make sure I've got right names. This is also me checking if I've got the name right. Siren Worm, that's the correct name, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
Sweet. Okay. And yeah, then I will go out and find the rest. And I am make. Did they have a policy against weapons here?
No, it doesn't seem to be an issue.
Yeah, if they did, Thorn wouldn't be allowed on board. Probably.
Yeah, I'm going to tuck my gun further behind so that there's no chance of it, flashing if my coat moves or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to keep it on me.
Sure, keeping it discreet. Excellent. All right, so now we'll jump over to the rest of you. Because you are all together, I will ask, where do you find yourselves? Where do you think you are on the ship? What are you doing currently as Thodane tries to find you?
Well, lastly, we were in the steam room.
Yes, that is right.
The private steam room?
The private steam room. Well, we were about to move over to the private one.
Weren't we on the deck?
You went from the steam room to the hairdressers and then ended up on the top of the deck, watching as the ship basically sailed away from Trasvalar.
Yes, that's right.
But where would you be now, do you think? Would you still be there? Would you still be looking around? Has anything caught your eyes?
Yeah, go ahead.
We would still be there because while we were doing all of that, Thodane was doing everything he was doing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Thodane, you basically reach up with the rest of the group who are just standing on the deck. You can see there are people going back and forth everywhere. Most of them are just leaning over the side and looking at the vista below. You can see the entire almost print of Kalseria as you are quite high up. You've reached higher than where the clouds would gather, but today is a bright and sunny day and there are no clouds about. So you are high in the air. Falling off would not be fun, and for some of you, if you do have suffer from vertigo, you do feel that in your stomach as you kind of look down and see just an expanse below. But it almost looks like a painting. It doesn't look real to some regard because of how whimsical and different this landscape is, that there is such a mesmer and mix of different topographies and areas that it does just seem like a painting. It doesn't seem like it's tangible. So it does kind of help in that instance. But you all reunite back together again.
Oh, hey Thodane.
Hey,
Why
everyone.
decided to join us?
I had some work stuff to do. I used one of the sendings, by the way. There's still one left for each of you.
Okay.
Oh, fair enough.
We got a list of all the things, the activities on board. If you want.
Yeah, well, I can't be doing anything once we stop off at the Hourglass. I've got to make a stop off at home.
Home?
It's your hometown?
I grew up there. I live in Leyrons.
What's
it like?
What's home like for you?
The thing with the hometown is you don't really think much of it. You think of other places. You know, it's just home. My dad's business is there. Mum's a guard. We lived on the lower half, not the upper half. So I'm actually a person, not a fucking fop.
But are you gonna introduce us to your parents?
See, it ain't exactly a social call.
We just met him like 3 days ago. Why are we meeting his parents?
I don't know.
Also that.
Because it's been a very close 3 days, and time is nothing.
What's your name again?
Oh, Thorn. You and your jokes.
So, okay, right. FinTip, is it?
It's
funnel cake.
Funnel
Yeah. Considering the bits you might know or not know about my sister, you'll forgive me if I'm not keen on introducing family to total strangers. That being said, you know that steward I got with the annoying voice?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. He's the reason I'm making a visit, so I'd appreciate it if you could maybe be nearby in case I need a hand.
You need me to kill him?
No. Yeah, but I really want to kill him. I really want to kill him myself, so you can hold him down.
Yeah, I was going to say I can hold him down 100%.
Is that illegal?
Depends. If I can prove he's committing a crime and then he's resisting arrest, yes. And
Also,
would that be after or before the murder?
Well, he is threatening me and my family, so...
He did?
Get away with it.
I don't
think that's how that works.
I wouldn't be stopping by because I just left the Hourglass. I just saw him. Unless, this guy had mentioned what he'd done. Largely because I love my dad, but...
Did he kidnap your family?
He said he saw something in the window and then said I should stop by my parents' house.
Well, that's not creepy at all.
Are you sure you don't have a weird uncle or something? Because this seems like a weird uncle deal, but...
If I knew somebody with that annoying a voice, do you really think I'd have forgotten it?
Maybe you never met him.
I mean, I doubt that you'd even be associated with him, honestly.
Yeah,
so I don't know why I asked that.
I'd have learnt the silent spell specifically for them. That's what I would have done.
Well, maybe it's like a secret third uncle that you have that your dad never speaks about.
I don't have a first uncle, let alone a third or second.
That you know of.
Well, maybe he's just some random weirdo that we have to kill.
Or maybe it's somebody who I've investigated in the past. It's unlikely to be family.
But
what if he's trying to help you out?
Then they're very bad at it.
Because, it's... You arrive near the town where your whole thing with your sister happened, you get a message from them. Kind of seems like a weird coincidence.
It's not a coincidence, but it's more likely they're trying to hinder than help.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
what did they do so far?
Maybe it's like your sister's fingers or something that's at your house. Maybe it's ransom or something.
Fawn, she's in jail. There's no point ransoming her.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know what that means.
Alright, well, let's not think about such dark things.
Wait,
activities!
Jail or ransom? I'm concerned.
Ransom. It's ransom. She doesn't know what ransom means.
Well, is there anything to do in the hourglass other than visit your parents?
Well, the bottom part is mostly like it's work stuff. There's some like cheaper taverns which are more about having a drink to forget your day. The upper half is more where you're going to find your touristy destinations, but that's not where I'd be stopping.
Oh, I see. Oh, well, we could get the dresses on the ship, but we could also get some stuff for the gala if you want to go, Thorn. Like a nicer outfit.
She looks down at her clothes. Is what I'm wearing not acceptable?
There's only one color, so.
Can I ask, is Thorn wearing the t-shirt or not?
No, she's not wearing
No,
it.
she's not.
Just double checking.
Well, it's
She's just wearing it over her cloak.
Maybe a bigger cloak so you can actually conceal some of your weapons. I feel like that would do you some good. Maybe
Or
getting
like,
a darker blue,
People away.
red. Let's avoid
Or
pink.
like a dress.
Do you like any
Maybe.
colours?
She again looks back to what she's wearing. I like black.
Yeah, okay, and black's good. Just gestures at his own outfit. But you want to, differentiate it a bit,
We can
Um,
get
Yeah,
different
like,
shades of black.
Maybe.
Red
Okay.
is a nice color too.
Okay, and I agree with that, but let's not have two of us with the same colour scheme here.
I hate you for it. That's all.
Yeah, it's like that for me as well.
Well, what about pink to go with your hair?
Would no, I don't think that would look good. I don't wear pink.
Did you ever try?
Thorn holds her tongue.
Also, considering the, let's say, monthly visitor, maybe don't go with a colour that might advertise that.
What?
What
The
are you talking
ti-
about? Out of character. Oh, okay.
The tiger.
Okay.
Oh,
I was.
that's
I was
not what
like,
I thought
what?
you were referring to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately, tried to be
Same thing.
tried to be subtle about turning into a were creature, and that
I
you're
thought-
gonna come up
What
with a lot of the same language.
We're not in the
thought
business
you
of
were talking-
secrecy.
I thought you were talking about
Monthly
like.
visitor?
Yeah, I thought you were talking about Aunt Flo or something, or like. I was
I
like,
thought you
oh,
were talking about periods, and I'm like, huh?
yeah.
No, I'm talking about your friend Tony.
Only the tiger. It's worse than leopard print.
You have to be really specific. You can't just say monthly visitor.
We are currently in public.
Yeah.
Yo, Thordane, that's
can't-
a bit
Did
personal,
you
don't you
even
think?
specify?
Right. How about this? Your friend who tried to kill the twins.
Okay.
Well, that's not very subtle.
Your striped friend. Anyways, I mean, I don't think it should be fine for one night. Nothing's gonna happen. Hopefully. Now I regret that I said that. Now something's gonna happen. Damn it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something's definitely gonna happen.
We are on an airship with two prisoners with a history of escaping, so yeah, let's.
Maybe more.
Hopefully,
also-
just two. Oh
I
well.
mean,
Probably more.
it depends because there might just be the two big ones, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's some lesser ones that need to be moved as well.
I mean, we kicked their butts last time, so
I
we
mean,
weakened them a little.
I got stabbed in the arm. You were bleeding out.
We don't
all-
talk about that. We don't. It's fine. We defeated them at the end,
That was
and now we're
fine.
more prepared.
I didn't get her at all.
Yeah, I will now move my arm out of the way if he throws that fucking knife at me again.
Exactly. See, we've all learned something.
Maybe you should
Um,
just not fight.
Oh shit! I didn't fix my coat. I've got a hole in the arm. Fuck!
The ship can fix it.
We're going clothes shopping.
Yay!
Well,
Okay.
I could fix it up. No.
Look, I'll be honest, I appreciate it, but this probably needed replacing anyway. So I'm just going to take this as a sign to maybe. I'll be honest, we're going to get the same one in the same colour, but.
Well, just until we get there, so you look a little more presentable.
I mean,
It's
for
not gonna
now,
be
and
great.
I'm just going to take off the trench coat so that I've got suit vest and everything else. Gun holsters are visible.
I didn't know that he could do that. I never seen him without his coat off. To Finel.
I thought it was just part of him as well.
This guy's full of surprises.
He's good. You can tell he's good at his job.
He's right here.
Hmm. What? Anyways.
Right, okay, so the fact that you thought I was made of clothes aside, other than shopping, because Fawn, we're going to need to... I mean, you've got a good look going, but we definitely need some colours.
Why?
And to wash it a little bit.
Why?
That too.
No reason.
You only have one set of clothes.
Inside check. Inside check on Fen.
Sure, you can roll an insight check.
Wait, I don't know if I character sheet up. Hold on.
Then you
Okay.
can roll a persuasion or deception check.
It's the same, I'm pretty sure.
Wait, what is it? I forgot. What am I rolling?
Insight.
Yeah.
Do
Shit.
I do it? Do I do this?
Oh
Do
god,
it.
which one is for what?
Fuck. Roll low.
Okay. And it's a natural 20.
Fuck! God damn it!
I was
Thorn,
only prepared to silvery barbs that, by the way.
Please.
Thorn, you grow slightly more suspicious of everyone downplaying your outfit. And you kind of look over towards Ven as he speaks. And you can see he's quite nonchalant about it, just straight up. Just tells you how it is. But also, Ven, you notice that Thorn's becoming a bit more wary about what she's wearing. Whether that's self-conscious or anything along those lines, you can see that she's beginning to go, oh, hold on, wait a sec. Maybe I do need to change up.
Well,
No,
You
your
know-
words, not mine.
I mean, you keep the bandana, that really pulls the look together, but I'm thinking it's more below the neck we can spruce up a bit.
yeah, I mean, you don't have to get a dress, you could get a suit or something like that.
I know a great suit guy in Leyrons.
Well, the gala's on the 4th day, so I don't know if we'll be able to wait for...
A good suit is its own reward. I mean, this is for life, not just the gala.
Okay, sorry, I never had a suit before.
Do you have
Okay,
any?
you're
Do you have
a-
any stakes in this suit, guy?
No, I mean, he's a friend, but I wouldn't say I've got no money involved. I mean, he made this, and just. I mean, I wish it was a bit more armored, but I never really been stabbed in the arm before, so
Can I get mine armored?
I don't know if he does that. If it turns out this guy is the suit guy from John Wick, I'm going to be amazed.
Well, look, Thorn, we can go to like a couple of stores, and if you see something you really like, we can get it, whether it's a dress or a suit.
Okay.
Don't even have to get
Nothing
it
wrong
today.
with your current outfit, just, sometimes when you special
Everybody keeps telling
occasion...
me to change it, so I think there is something wrong with it now.
Well, when you go to the gala, you want to dress up like super extra nice than your normal night.
We're not telling you to dress this way every day. It's just for the event.
Yeah, it's
We-
like a special
yeah.
occasion.
The only tweak I'd make for your day to day is hide the weapons better, because that's handy to be able to do.
But it keeps people away.
Yeah, but no, like a cloak you can move back and forth, so you've got the option to keep him out or hidden.
Yeah, if you want to keep people away, you can always wear the shirt we got you.
Thorn just stares at Ven. Just dead stare.
Really glad Ven said it, so I didn't have to. Not gonna lie.
When her cloak
What?
is mentioned, she sort of like holds it like, Somebody made this cloak for me.
And that's great, but it is on the smaller side.
And, you could give it a wash sometime soon.
She takes a step back.
Just saying.
We'll ease you into the world of fashion.
Okay.
Wait. Speaking of, Fennell, nice coat. Not said that yet.
Thank you. Glad somebody noticed.
It is a nice coat. We both have blue coats.
We do both have blue coats. It's such a nice
Good
colour.
taste. Oh,
Where did you get that cloak?
The cloak.
Oh, yeah.
The cloak I got from Celeste.
Or your coat?
Oh, the coat. Oh, the coats. A tailor back in Israel. He's someone someone I know.
You're being
know
very
this,
mysterious, and I don't like it.
Do you know the city? Do you want me to tell you what street is on? What his name was?
Hey, Pottle, this is Hi, Pot, this is Kettle. Did you both know that you're black?
What?
Well, let's not think so far ahead. What do you guys want to do after the day in the hourglass? Or night in the hourglass?
Well, Thodane says he knows a few bars. Or is there other evening entertainments which are well known in Hourglass?
This is for tomorrow once we're actually back on the ship.
Oh, back on the ship.
Yeah, like when we're back, like after or like in the morning. After. There was that plant hunting thing, Thorn. You wanted to go?
I want to put some more flowers in my book.
And there was also, and Ben's gonna start listing everything the guy told him in a very speedy manner.
Yeah.
God, that's really good memory you've got there.
Thanks, I wrote it down.
On a nice little pamphlet.
Called Discord. No.
Oh, you call your pamphlets Discord here?
I thought
No.
I've always called them Eris, but you know.
So, as you begin to think about what you'd like to do for the next following days, you do see on the deck there is a slight bit of gathered attention to one area in particular. You see people kind of walking past you into a singular point of interest, and that point of interest seems to be shifting around slightly. You notice that the gathering of people have surrounded what looks like 4 figures. One of the figures seems to be illuminating a soft orange hue around them, and the smell of this almost sulfury, like burnt coals sort of smell is in the air. Not pungent and off-putting, it's almost like a slight hint to it. But for the most part, it is just smoke and steam rising up. Those of you who kind of look in that direction, you can see that there are 4 individuals who are all dressed in a very similar attire. Black leather looking almost hairpin suits. Areas of them are kind of ripped and studded with small kind of sparkling diamonds across them. Shoulder pads, kind of belt buckles, the whole shebang. They also seem to be wearing heavy elements of makeup across their faces. Think Kiss to that degree, quite kind of rock and roll, large heads of hair kind of done in wild ways. But their faces aren't painted. It just seems to be down their arms. Each one of you can roll a perception check to see what else you can see there.
Oh man, if this is this universe's Kiss, one of them has to be a tabaxi. That's all. That's all I
Okay, 16 from Ven. Anyone else want to make a perception check?
Yes.
16, okay.
12.
All right. Cool. So all of you pretty much notices notices this, at least. You can see that across their formation, their small kind of band that they seem to be representing, you can see that they have instruments slung across their back. One individual seems to have like a saxophone across them, quite large and bronze in color, with painted accents of silver across to match the similar kind of aesthetic that they're going for. But a lot of their painting across their arms seems to be almost like circles. And on closer look, for those of you who rolled higher than a 15, you can see that they're actually eyes all across their arms. You can see painted orange eyes with a slit down the center, patched all the way down. You can see almost shadow marks, like tendrils of shadow seems to be leading out in the exposed parts of skin where there are no kind of leather kind of outfit upon them. The shadows and the eyes seem to be representing something. For, I will say, Thodane and Ven, the two of you can roll a history or religion check.
Ooh. I suck at both.
Who knows?
That's what I think it is.
Oh wow.
Jesus.
24. Okay, nice. Ven, it's just a very cool design that you're seeing. Doesn't really
Mine now. Yoink, not kidding.
pick up anything.
You don't want that.
For Thodane, you can see that this symbology is very representative of a very significant figure in one realm in particular, the realm of dreams. Dreams is a place that is not really known about, but it exists as another space altogether. One where you cannot reach there physically, but only through sleeping you can. Everyone dreams and everyone has nightmares. These eyes are symbologies of nightmarish entities who tend to be there and present for whenever someone has a nightmare. They almost shine a spotlight, this orange hue, over people's dreams and when they turn nasty. You would also know that this entity is known as the Kalserian, the Nightmare, as it's also referred to as. They have had a history which is mixed in some elements of heroism, but also they are an entity that fills people's heads with scary thoughts. So there is a mix of the two together. You're not sure where you stand personally on that issue, but you can see that this band seems to be representing that. And as you kind of explain that to everyone, Thorn, you remember that you were told what the band was actually called. They are called the Fleeting Nightmare. And that was shared to you by Gildana. But you can see the four of them seem to be walking. And there is just people back and forth. You hear them screaming out, Seb! And then this guard just like decks them to the ground. And then they just kind of like knocked out cold as they continue to walk by.
Jesus.
Jeez.
Yeah, you can see they've got quite a big following here on the ship. A lot of people as well painted in that same attire. One person in particular, a devoted fan, seems to have a tattoo literally on their forehead of an eye.
Oh no.
It is slightly wonky. It wasn't seemingly done too well. And the eye is almost like half blinking. It's not the best rendition anyone's ever seen. But you can see they're like crying on their knees. I touched his cloak.
I'm never washing this hair ever again.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Yeah, exactly. All of that is happening.
Ooh, they have pretty cool look.
As well, Thodane, because you rolled an 18, you see through this crowd a shadow moves through them. You just see this shadow sink down, rise up, and no one seems to pay attention to them. Everyone seems fixated on this band, and this shadow entity just sinks down into a shade, appears elsewhere, and you just see them move around the crowd. You just notice them as all.
Okay, can I try and point that out to the rest, see if they can see it?
Yeah, sure. You point it out, and everyone can now see this shadowed entity appearing and then disappearing, and then reappearing somewhere else in that crowd.
DM.
It's
Is this familiar to me in any way?
You are staring at this, thinking, "Oh fuck!" You hear in your mind, "That's not me, love. That's someone else."
Ben's now thinking, "Oh, double fuck."
Fennel's face is pale. Like, guys, I told you it's real. It's the thing from the.
You
It's
think
the thing.
it's the ghost from the spa?
Absolutely. I mean, I know it's not a mirror, but it has to be, right?
Thorn's gonna grab her knife and she's about to start walking towards it, but she looks at her like, should I do something?
It's a ghost. How are you gonna stab it?
I have my
Yeah,
ways.
it looks pretty harmless for now.
Can I try like a, I guess, Arcana check to see if I can guess what that is?
Yeah, sure. You can roll an Arcana check. If
then
you want to
see
do
if
an
it's friendly.
investigation
See if
instead,
it's friendly.
you can do that.
Investigate. Yeah, that gives me a little bit more.
Van, you can do an insight check if you want to see the intentions of this thing.
24.
Okay.
11.
11.
Dang.
It's hard to say of its intentions because it is a shadow moving back and forth.
So is it like a blob or is it like
An amorphous shape that seems to be shifting between the people and reappearing in both small, almost up to kind of like waist height, going up to thin and gangly between two people. You're only noticing this because everyone else is so frantic and focused on this band that they don't seem to even like acknowledge. You can see they're like crying. One of them's like, oh my god, never clean that hand again. And they're just kind of like bickering over each other. So they don't know this individual.
I think.
Yeah, go on.
Go ahead. I was gonna say, I think Thorn's just gonna say fuck it and just start hurriedly walking after it.
Okay, you just begin to walk in. As Thodain, you're looking at it from afar as Thorn walks into the crowd. You can see that there is something within this shape. There is almost a form and structure that seems to be of a humanoid form, but you're not sure what they're specifically doing. This is definitely some sort of conjuration magic that they have grown a very strong aptitude to, allowing them to teleport freely through shadows. But why they're doing it, who they are, you don't really can't tell through an investigation check. It would need to be closer examined or interacted with.
Okay.
But Thorn, you begin to head in, and like a like a bouncer pushing through a load of drunks, you are having to like wade your way through all of these frantic fans. How are you going to go about it? Because there is a sea of people here that you're having to like push through to find this shadow.
Can I just like go around maybe? Or is it just too many people?
It's quite a lot of people. It's fairly busy. And the shadow seems to be keeping into the larger chunks in the actual pockets of where these gatherings are.
Can I is it looking at anything particular? Can I see try and guess what its intentions are?
Now that you're closer, you can roll either a perception or insight check.
Alright, this will go well. Perception or insight? Wrong button. What? Okay, hold on.
Does she have high wisdom?
I immediately forgot what I'm rolling. Say again?
You're rolling
Sorry.
a perception or insight.
Yes, perception or insight. Those are both pretty good. I'll do insight. Why not? Okie dokie. Oops. God, so many buttons.
Okay.
Hey.
You can see the figure itself is leaning down and reaching out to different parts of these adoring fans. You can see one person is currently collapsed on the ground, and this shadow slinks down, and you see it enters like their bag by their side, and you see it just go, bing, just take something, and then it enters the shadow. It seems to be stealing things from these fans. You clocking this, you watch as the hand is pulling out a trinket, and the shadow's face turns to you, and then you see it disappear into the shadow on the ground.
Okay, I'm gonna try and get back to my group then.
Okay.
Yeah.
You turn around and you see that there is a fan who is currently like standing dazed and confused. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my... Oh, and they fall on top of you. Do you catch them?
No.
Okay.
I step out of the way.
You step out of the way, slam hard onto the ground.
Oh, Thorn.
Oh my god.
Nobody saw that. You guys didn't see that.
I think everyone.
I think we all saw that.
No.
There's no chance we're not looking
No,
at the
they're all-
shadow.
Everybody's looking over there. I'm in the middle of a crowd. Fuck off.
You head back to the group
Mm-hmm.
as the band is now leaving your point of view.
Yeah. I'll just go back. He faded in the shadows. I didn't get him.
I've been waiting since the moment I came up with Fodane to say this. Alright, gang, let's split up and search for clues.
God damn it. We're doing it, Fred from Scooby-Doo.
Split up.
I will go to the clothes shop on this ship and buy an ascot if I have to.
No, don't
God.
you dare. I will kill you.
A red ascot.
No.
Well, what did it even do? It was just kind of
He was-
bobbing around.
Looked like he was stealing.
Oh, that's good.
Grab.
Like a
Don't
fucking
forget.
mercat that pops out of a hole.
No, I can see like a seagull. Like crime.
Yeah, I was about to say, you
Stop
see
that.
that as Thodane's saying that, there's a couple of seagulls behind and go, crime.
And find familiar.
Well, how do you know it's a guy?
I don't know.
I mean,
That's me speaking. Not
In-
Thorn.
in-
I don't fucking know. It was who cares?
I mean, in the modern day nomenclature, guy has become more of a gender neutral term. If we're going to be very particular about it.
Oh, I meant more like how do you know it's a person, not just like a shadow creature?
Oh, yeah, I clock that.
Yeah, it's magic. Some weird magic.
Conjuration, I guess.
What he said.
So it's
As-
not a shadow creature; it's someone else
It's
turning
a
into a
person.
shadow.
It is a being employing shadow magics. Whether that's they are themselves a shadow creature, couldn't tell you.
What did you want to say, Max?
I'm just about to say is where you are standing, Thorn, you feel something below your feet almost slip under the floorboards and your foot. You feel something just like pushing something underneath a door slip. You just feel this kind of slight rise on the ground.
Weird. Okay. Can I try and see it
Yeah.
or where it goes?
You raise your foot and you see that something's been left underneath your foot. No one's been around you. Everyone has their eyes. It seems that it's come from the shadow of your foot. And you can see a playing card has been left there. Not any normal playing card, a tarot card. This one says, The Fool.
The fool.
Fool.
Interesting.
Okay.
It just-
Weird. Can I
Side note,
put
as you said that, I was shuffling cards because.
this
I have
session
my
is
tarot
freaky
cards right
already.
there.
It's freaky. I don't like that.
Crime
Okay.
of the calling card.
Crime.
I didn't know you knew how to read tarot, Thorn.
Huh?
The card on your foot.
Huh?
It's from a
She's
tarot
just like-
deck.
What is that?
Considering that her foot was just on the ground and we're dealing with a shadow, I don't think that's Fawn's.
Yeah, that's not mine.
Well, how directly should we take this card? Like, its meaning or just the name?
Who knows how
What
to
is-
read tarot cards?
I don't, but when making Fodane, Maximally said that I can use Identify to get, like, crime details. Like forensics, essentially. So can I do that? See if I can get anything from the card about, like, a possible owner? Was it magical?
Sure, yeah. Well, picking up the card, and it seems to only be one face of the card is actually showing the imagery of the Fool. And the Fool itself is an imagery of... It is a tanned human man in this kind of long brown coat, slight beard, long dark hair. You can see he's currently got one leg in the air, one arm out to the right-hand side and the other one down to the left, and seems to be doing almost like the Walk of the Egyptians sort of look to them. But they are in their underwear. There is a large overcoat, but they are in their underwear.
Walking like an Egyptian, shirtless man in a coat, we're dealing with a JoJo.
Yeah.
You just see that, and the Fool is written underneath it. On the back of the card, it says, what languages do you guys speak?
Good question.
Elvish, Infernal, Abyssal, and Common.
Okay.
I've got...
I got Primordial on top of that.
Okay.
Okay. Celestial, Common, Dwarvish, Elvish.
Okay.
Yeah. I wouldn't consider this. Thieves can't. I don't consider that a spoken language though, and Celestial and Common.
Okay. In none of those languages, you see something written
Lord.
there, but you're not sure.
I've got Comprehend Languages.
If you want to cast that instead of Identify, you can.
Yeah, I will cast Comprehend Languages. Is that a ritual? One sec.
I believe it is.
Writing?
Yeah.
You understand the literal meaning of any spoken language. You also understand any written language that you see. But I must be touching the surface it's on. So yeah, I will ritual cast that.
Yay.
Okay. You see that it translates to. Does it also tell you what language it's in?
It doesn't say it doesn't. So I think that's up to you.
Okay. I'll say in this point you're not sure what language it is, but it does translate to the Shadow Man. Fairly simple, straightforward. Seems to be a name of this person who has given you the card.
I don't like this.
Yeah, I don't either. The Hanged Man might have been a bit more appropriate if they're going on.
What do you mean?
Actual tarot.
What does that mean?
Tarot. There's a bunch of different tarot cards. The Fool is generally the start of a thing. But if they're calling themselves the Shadow Man, then they're probably not the Fool. It might be you. Look, there's a whole bit of meaning and iconography here.
Thorn is just very confused.
It's a hobby.
It's cards you use to tell fortune and stuff like that.
Sometimes
And each
BS,
card-
sometimes real.
Yeah, and each card has a meaning, and the Fool has its meaning, but why would he put, well, presumably his name on the other side?
Why did he give it to me? Because I saw him?
Maybe.
Yeah, and you got close, so they know you saw them, whereas they might not know the rest of us did. But they do now.
Is he calling me dumb?
No, the Fool isn't like that. It's like it generally means the beginning. It's the number 0, potentiality. There's a whole mess of shit involved. Okay.
Hmm.
I don't like this.
Maybe there's going to be more cards if this is like the beginning.
Thanks.
Oh, is he
For now.
saying this is only the beginning? Oh, man.
This is
Now we have
awesome.
like a second guy after us.
Does Thordain say that out loud?
Yes, Fodane says that out loud.
People getting robbed?
Well-
No, a mystery. A
Oh.
clever criminal who's leaving a calling card and hints.
Well, it
This
could
is
also
exactly
be
what I
No,
wanted
he was
to do.
stealing.
it could also be the same creature that exposed me in the sauna.
Did what?
I told you about
Maybe
it.
he's just a pervert.
Maybe.
Okay, for now,
it
I don't know how
compromises-
it is.
Be extra careful.
Ben's
Yeah.
just kind of keeping his bag close to himself, like I'm not getting robbed today.
Okay, now, Fennel, I don't know how it works in the ocean, but don't expose yourself to people.
I didn't want to. It exposed me. It cut up my seaweed wrap.
Oh god, are we dealing with a Shadow Man perv?
We have to be extra careful, guys.
I mean, look at him. If that's on the cart, he's walking around in his underwear.
Okay, there was something else.
Right.
When
That has to be illegal by some standpoint.
Okay, if we're dealing with ethereal, there we go, shadow person who's a bit intangible, the only one who's safe right now is Fawn.
Why?
Why?
Because if they've got a perv, they seem to have standards.
That's
Okay.
so mean.
No,
Corn is
that's actually nice.
beautiful.
No, that's
She's got-
actually nice. That's actually a very good compliment in this situation. I would like not to be targeted by this pervert. What is wrong with you?
Also, Stodane seems to think Fennel is high taste.
You've got good bone structure.
Ooh.
Yeah, you're not my type, mate.
This is just getting weird.
Can we go back to the room, please?
Yeah, I
Don't feel
agree.
comfortable anymore.
Yeah, I've Fodane's fully pulled out a magnifying glasses, looking at the card. By the way.
He's got the pipe ready and everything.
So then, if you could roll a investigation check as you guys are making your way back to the room to reorganize and prepare yourselves for whatever you're going to do later.
Fodane's doing a very he's doing almost a skip walk. By the way, he's just very happy. This is
Oh my
this is
God.
exactly what he. This is a nice investigation. No family
Nice.
is in peril. No family is in peril. Okay.
Yet.
Bruce
Oh,
opened the mystery.
Yeah, I'm doing bardic inspiration on that. That is. Oh, that's not much better.
You don't glean anything else from the card. The only thing that you can see is that the card itself seems to be made out of a metal. It is
Metal?
not an actual
Oh.
card. It's not paper. It is seemingly a harder substance. You tap it against some of your utensils, and it's a metal that you're not sure of what design. But the painting itself looks like it has been completely almost sunken in, so there's no like indentations against it. There's definitely something very strange about how the card was created.
Oh, I know the
Bro,
word
just
for
give
that.
us his business card. What? Call me.
So it's not etched. It's almost to use a modern
Yeah.
term, like pasted on.
Yeah, pretty much. There's no markings, there's no reliefs that you can feel against the etching. It seems to be as if it was made from that point. But you all make it back to the room. You're all back in the room, back in safety. You find it as you left it, as Thadane last left it. No one's been in. As soon as you enter, you hear ding dong.
Hello.
May I speak?
Sure. Go for
Hello. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a lovely day. I hear that you've been to the spa. I hear that you've gone and seen some of the sights on deck. How did you find everything so far?
it. Looks at Fennel. I think. Do you want to file like an official complaint?
Yes, because I did not enjoy that experience. It ruined my sea roll. So I'd like to report a disturbance in your mirror.
A disturbance in our mirror? Oh my gosh. Sure. Please, let me hear it. Are you okay, sir?
I'm coping. A drink would really help.
Wow. Certainly. Excuse me.
Oh
Drink.
my god, I hate that. I know it's so
Thank
quick,
you,
I hate
thank
it.
you.
There you go. Right, just hands over. I heard you had a bit of trouble. I'll leave the whole bar here for you.
Thank
to
you.
use.
You're too kind.
Oh no, you should be having a good time. He leaves, and you just hear, well, please, if you could tell me in detail what happened, what was wrong, and I can be sure that it never happens again. You should never be displeased whilst on the Cavalier. It should always be the best in luxury affording place and style. That is all. That is all we offer. If you feel in danger, don't be. You're safe aboard.
Remind me, is there anything we can see when he talks? He's not in any kind of physical appearance or eye or
it
floating
seems to
face.
be like just a almost gathering of lights in the center of that table.
Oh, okay.
It just seems that every time the voice like emits, it just seems to almost like a sound wave grow loud, higher and smaller,
Okay.
depending on the pitch.
In that case, drinking hand. So the mirror above the the room with the tables where I got wrapped up in seaweed. There's a mirror on the ceiling. There is something in there, or something was in there, and it looked at me and it cut up my wrap.
Sorry, this sounds like your reflection.
No, because I didn't cut up my wrap.
Okay. This is a new one. A complaint of something that isn't actually inside the ship, but inside of a mirror. This is an odd fact. Not a report that we've had before.
I mean, technically the mirror's inside the ship, so it's still inside the ship.
But the reflection is not a place that can be explored. It is a physical hard surface.
Unless it
The
was
reflection is...
unless it was in the mirror and it was just doing it in place of my reflection.
Just because
You did say it wasn't in your reflection first. It was next, right?
It was in the mirror. It moved about. It's a big mirror.
We will make sure to destroy the mirror and implement a new one, just in case if it is cursed. These things can happen.
I have a quick question. Do I know of anything that would basically reverse vampire? It's only visible in a mirror, but not outside of it.
You can roll a history check if you want to.
I'd like all these mysteries. It's fun. 23.
23. There are certain curses in the world that do allow for a person to be seen in a mirror, but not in the real world. This is a thing that can happen. Trickster gods or anything with a mischievous outlook on life can turn someone's life upside down by implementing these very heinous and unique sort of curses to them. But in terms of people or entities that you know are actually in a mirror or live inside of a mirror's dimension or whatever that would be described as, nothing comes to mind. This isn't something that's a regular occurrence or something that's been seen before, at least. But I will ask you to roll a religion check, if you could.
Sure.
Religion or Arcana.
We get one more on Arcana. 19.
There are stories out there and theories of things that lay beyond. There is one that is considered... The world itself has been described as a pane of glass. And to travel between one plane, one existence, like the material plane, to, let's say, the nine hells, you are passing through a mirror of sorts. You are pushing yourself through a ethereal portal that is seen as a mirror into some other dimension. The reflection itself is of wherever that place pertains. Now, there are stories of people getting lost traveling between the planes, and this is known as the Mislaid Mullion, a place between where teleporters, adventurers, journeymen that go between the realms have, on occasion, disappeared and fallen into this between state, where they are not truly in a plane of existence, they are in something between. Now that has been described as a pane of glass. People who push through and have a bad traversal or travel through these planes can almost smash through this panes of glass to arrive in a destination that they're looking for, almost like hopping your way between planes before you reach to the final one you're looking for. Now, there are many different elements to this, and this is only one factoid that you remember. And this is something that is also a bit of storytelling rather than true fact.
Yeah, Fodane's gone pale, because that sounds like the worst. That just sounds like actual purgatory.
Out of character? It is.
Yeah, no, that scared me to death as well. Fodane is just a bit more put together.
You hear the voice just respond, I am sorry that you had a problem. We will give you a half refund on the trip itself. Apologies. If anything comes up again relating to this fact, please let us know, because we do not want a cursed ship. Not another one, at least. Okay. Thank you very much. And I wish you safe journey ahead.
Finna will turn around to this group. Did he say not another one?
Do you think we'll get a full refund if we find the shadow person?
I think Thorn's already making a fort in the corner of the room with her knife out. I'm ready.
All right, guys, we're going to set up a nightly watch, even though we're on a luxurious cruise. Because what the fuck?
Do you always curse your items up in the surface world?
Robbie, you're muted, by the way, if you're trying to talk.
No, I was just saying, oh man, we're fucked, aren't we?
Oh god, the shadows muted her too. Oh god, the shadows are muted Ven. Oh god. Oh god. We're surrounded.
I just get taken away in real life.
Just your room gets dark and just...
My room has been doing the opposite, as Matt knows.
So, you know what?
Oh
Rob
god,
wins
it's
then
dark.
Oh no, they got Jack!
No! Take it from us.
Who the fuck is gonna solve this mystery now?
It's like that one movie. It's like that one movie.
Oh god. Yeah, but also Fodane, despite freak out, is also going best cruise ever.
I don't like this cruise very much.
Oh,
Okay.
I didn't even have to pay. Oh, this is great. Do you think they knew that I was a detective and set some shit up?
No.
I hope not.
No, I don't think so. That would be weird. Also,
Yeah, but-
how are we gonna get a refund when we didn't pay for this?
They will give us the gold when we disembark, I believe.
But we didn't. Oh well.
Yeah, don't tell them that. Free gold's free gold.
Shush.
What if that guy's the shadow? He's always listening anyways, and he can appear anywhere.
Where's the
There's
thing
a
where-
deathly silence, as you say.
Yeah.
Does
Where's
anyone
the
have
thing,
any
like-
anti-shadow stuff?
Where's the little he appears on like a little pedestal, right? Thorn's gonna stab it.
You
Let's
start
see,
the
I've
glass.
got raid anti-insect, raid anti-rat. I don't have anti-shadow, I'm afraid.
No shadow repellent.
Time to get a bunch of candles.
Well, should we all like sleep close together or in our rooms or?
Night watch.
Right, none of us elves.
We cover all the mirrors. We get as many candles as we can.
Well,
Wait,
I
let's just play
love-
Bloody Mary and get this over with.
I love the image of just you guys arrive at the VIP rooms. Oh, this is amazing, and then you come back after being out for a day. Everything's closed. Everything's fucking covered.
Everyone's paranoid.
We've got camouflage paint on everyone's faces.
war paint.
They're
Just
in the walls. They're in the goddamn walls.
You hear.
Nope.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Go away.
Hello. apologies. I heard that there was an issue. I've broken the glass mirror that was inside the spa room. Would you like the remains of it?
No, absolutely
Why?
not.
No.
Then I'll
Why?
be sure to destroy it in our arcane infuser.
Actually, I don't want to keep him. Can I cast Identify?
Sure, you can if you want to. And he just kind of opens up the glass in front of you. You just see all the broken, shattered pieces of it. You cast Identify?
Yeah, lay a hand on it, cast Identify.
Yeah, sure. Cast Identify, add nothing. There's nothing here.
Yeah, that's a pile of glass, all right.
Good work.
Okay. He packs it all up. This is going in the incinerator. See you later. Enjoy the rest of your time on board. And he begins to head off.
Thank
What
you.
else do they have on this ship? Jeez. Next thing you're gonna tell me they're gonna freaking, I don't know, have a giant press to make cans out of. I don't know. Well, what are we doing in the end? Are we all sleeping in like this lounge area, or are we going into our separate bedrooms, or are we having a sleepover party?
I've never
think
had a
it's very-
sleepover party.
I think it wouldn't be smart to separate right now.
Yeah.
Do we
I'm a
want
bit
to?
paranoid myself.
Do we want to keep things as bright as possible so there's less shadow for this guy to like?
Well, if we
Jump
turn out all
into-
the lights, maybe.
But that's
Since-
everything in shadow.
Yeah, but if you don't have light, then... Well, never mind.
There's gonna be light from the moon anyway.
Well, yeah, darkness and shadow aren't the same thing.
Well, we don't know what this guy's capable of. At least in the light, we'll be able to see the shadow move around.
We want one light source so there's a minimal number of shadows rather than a bunch.
But if we
guess
if we
so.
get a bunch of candles together in a group in the same spot, then that's bright, brighter than a one candle.
I was gonna say
Somebody
that's a
walks
fire
in, we're all
hazard,
just-
but
Somebody just
The
walks
place
in.
can't set on
three-
fire.
4 people are sitting in a circle with candles in the middle. They're gonna think something's up. Just out of character.
it's a
That's a
religious
fan.
practice, okay? It's not.
That's
Yeah.
what makes it worse. Don't say that.
Yeah, so
Religious
guy-
practice. We're gonna get thrown in the jail cells.
You just hear a knock on the door. I've brought your pig's blood. Oh,
Wait, I need that. I'm kidding.
What if we set up a bait? You know, maybe it's better if we know when it's gonna come than just wait for it.
I got one theory that this might not be an entity, it might just be a scam. If you'd like to hear that.
Sure.
Okay, cool. So this shadow thing was fleecing that band's fan base, right?
Right.
The band that was dressed in all black had some iconography of a magical persuasion.
Sure.
Well, if it's a con.
Sure. Well, maybe.
It's
We could
easy
go
mo-
talk to them, maybe. We
Yeah,
are VIP.
let's go up to them and go, hi, we think you're fleecing your fans. What are your
Well,
thoughts on
not
that?
directly, but you know, just maybe we can talk to them and distract them while you go do your detective investigation things.
I'm gonna remind you about the guard who knocked someone out in a clean punch.
I can deal with him.
Well, we're VIP. Maybe we can, you know.
Yeah, but we got handed tickets by somebody. They're actually VIP.
Well, as far as
Well-
the crew are concerned, we're VIP.
Yeah.
They've got private security who won't let us get up to them.
Also, didn't. No, never mind. Well, do we want to set up bait then? For this
I mean,
thing? Dude?
that doesn't sound like
Gal.
an awful idea.
Also, doesn't explain the whole mirror situation.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, maybe he's just weird.
Maybe.
Possibility.
I don't know enough whether Ferdane wouldn't be doing an insight check on Ven right now.
Can I look around and see if my friends are around?
They're not present. No, they're not here.
Hmm.
You did ask
Okay.
for them not to be as present, so
True, I did.
Right.
Ask in my head, is this one of your friends? Is this what's happening?
then I don't know who they are, and I find it quite boring.
Ring.
Stealing from the subdued is not a fun thing to be doing. You should do it when they're awake. Bit more of a challenge.
Okay, thank you very much for your input.
So,
Well,
Ven,
hmm?
Ven, you said bait.
Yeah.
What's bait for a shadow person?
Well, you said he was stealing stuff. What was he stealing?
Did I catch what he was stealing? Was it like
Um,
money or something?
You saw knickknacks were being taken. This person had made some sort of almost like kept in their bag this idol, I guess you could say, of one of the band members. You saw the little like Fire Ganassi, who seems to be like the head honcho of the group. You saw a small figure made of him in silver, with a washed back hair, with fiery entrails to it. That seems to have been taken.
Yeah, it's probably just some asshole super fan, probably. But iconography, I guess, or something that is familiar with the band, I'd say.
Hmm.
We should just draw a bunch of eyes on a sheet of paper and just place it in the middle of the room. I think that.
I don't think they'll.
I mean, long shot. Does anybody have any experience with things like this?
Can't say that I do.
Things like what exactly?
Shadow creatures, magical thieves, that kind of thing.
Well, you said it's not a creature.
I said there was somebody inside. I couldn't really make out details. Could still be a shadow creature. Could be possessing somebody. Could be conjured. It could. There's a bunch of things it could be, but there was a body to it.
Mm-hmm.
You hear over the speaker system that is universal and has given out somewhat information updates on the travel thus far. You hear it just kind of overpower some of your conversation. Good afternoon. We're heading into the Hourglass in the next 2 hours or so. We'll be there for the night. If you wish to partake in some of the evening events over there, you have a few hours to do so. We'll be setting off in the morning. If you're not here, we will most likely leave without you.
Did that last line sound ominous as fuck to anyone else?
I think it just more meant don't be late.
But the delivery felt final.
I think these mysteries are getting to your head a little bit today.
They literally pay the bills.
I don't know. Well,
Do you get paid
are you
for
gonna
ones that
go
you just
then?
find randomly and you start solving, or I thought people
Well,
came
no,
to you.
yeah, well, no, but I also do a job that I legitimately love. So,
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
Well, as long as you're having fun. But are you gonna be heading out now to meet your parents?
Yeah, once we land, we got a couple of hours before that. Need to get a coat before then, because if I show up to Mum's with a hole in the arm, she's... Look, I'd like to live to see the next day, that's all I'm saying.
Oh jeez, your mom sounds scary.
She she's a guard and taught me everything I know about investigating. So, you know, she scares the piss out of me.
Well, just ask the ship.
Yeah, but I just go point at the shirt.
The shirt.
Could this be fixed with mending, DM?
Yeah,
Or is
it
it-
could.
Can Ben just like place his hand over it and fix it up?
Yeah, sure. You see Van begin to almost, with their magic, perfectly recreate what was there previously. You see the stitching begins to weave over itself. It is like going back in time almost and reverting what damage had been done.
Excellent, not even patched. That, assuming that she's not developed fucking magic sight since I last saw her, which that was only a couple of weeks ago, so doubtful. You never know. Appreciate it, Ben.
Good check, fix it, but you're welcome. There shouldn't be any traces of magic of it left. Just like quick, see wipes it off. Okay, now there shouldn't be any.
Sit off. Yeah, that'll do it.
Okay, so what's the plan? You have a couple of hours until you dock in the Hourglass. Then you have all night going into the early mornings to spend there if you wanted to. But for now, you have 2 hours until you land. So what's the plan? Do you want to do a group activity, or are you doing your own things individually?
What are we doing, guys?
Good question.
We
Rule
could.
out the theatre, because that I imagine that's going to go too long.
Are we gonna go with the bait idea? Question mark, because we could probably find like a venue where the band is at, buy something.
Well,
Set up a trap in one of the
Or
rooms that we have.
let's ask
Anything
let's ask the ship.
valuable?
The ship knows
That's the
everything.
ship for what?
No, we're not
Where's
gonna
the band
tell
at the
them.
moment?
Ding
Oh.
dong, ding dong.
Hello.
Hello, hi.
Where
How
the
can I
band?
help you?
The band. Are we able to see them? Are they in a VIP lounge or VIP bar or somewhere we can see them?
Are you looking for the Fleeting Nightmare?
Yes.
Is that the band you're looking for? Very well. They are located in the VIP bar. They've
Thank you
just
very
moved
much.
in now. They'll be sat there for probably the next 5 hours, as they usually are.
Great. Thank you very much.
Okay. Bye
You're
now.
welcome. Bye. Ding dong.
I'm so glad he respects the ding dong rule.
I hate it.
There you
I
go.
hate him.
Now we know where the band is.
If you ask me, I think with the band and the shadow thing, if we spent a day doing recon, as it were, see if it shows up again, see if we can find out. So far, we know it's taken one thing. It's not enough to build it much off of. See if we can see it again, and then we might have a better idea of what it's after.
Well, how about we split? Some of us can go talk to the band, see if we can get any information out of them, subtly. And the other group can go look for this shadow thing, or maybe check their rooms or something. I don't know.
Yeah, just Ferde's going to look at Thorn and Fennel when Ven said subtle.
I can do it. I can talk to them. I know music stuff.
Yeah, I didn't look at you when you said subtle. I looked at the other two.
Subtle doesn't mean not being seen. It means not being
Yeah.
suspected. I'll be a regular guest.
Yeah, and you can ask about it because you're from this place and maybe you've never seen a band like them. So
And I have not
the
seen
two
a
of
band
you,
like them.
See, we're not lying. We're just not talking about our true intentions.
the more Ven speaks, the more worried Fodane looks.
There is a thin
Look,
line.
I promise I can distract them while you two sneak around. You two are sneaky.
I think Thorn just looks at Thordain and she just says, I don't want things looking at me. I'm gonna kill this guy.
Okay, right. So we need somebody to mine Fawn now, and Sienna is, I assume, currently in a seaweed rat coma.
She's been left in the spa.
She's like,
She's
do not
trying to-
disturb me for the next 3 days.
Passed
No,
out in a
she's trying to
sauna.
find her way back to the room, but she's just lost, so hopelessly
She's got
lost.
cucumbers on her eyes. She's literally just chilling.
I won't be available in the next 3 working days. Please call later.
Okay, it's the mom who takes their kid on vacation and then just leaves them with
Absolutely.
with the
you
hotel staff.
have fun. I'm gonna enjoy myself.
Oh my
She probably
god.
has like a mojito or something like that,
Most
you know.
certainly. Yeah, she has a pina
Sipping on
colada. Yeah.
Little
right in
umbrella, piece of orange or lemon.
Her hair's wrapped in a towel. She's living her best life.
Sun tanning with one of those like fucking
my
solar
God.
panel things.
We're gonna come back. We're gonna come back, and Sienna's gonna have hair like Monica when they were in Barbados. And
She's gonna have
Oh
a
my
whole
God.
glow up. Her skin is gonna be glowing. Just shedding 5 feet of light.
Really accentuating her ASMR.
yeah. Now, Leonie, because we know you watch these back, if you don't comment anything, we will assume that that is what's going to happen.
This is what's
Yep.
happening.
You know
This
she's
is
gonna.
canon.
You know she's gonna.
Okay, so the idea is you're going to go to the VIP bar to try and understand more about the band and the shadow figure.
Yeah. So you've put me in a rock and a hard place with this because basically it's talk to them or investigate, and I'm now like
Both can be the
13's
same.
like
Me
Which one?
and Fennel can go talk to them, and you guys can investigate.
okay. So just remember, don't mention shadows or thieves. Looking very hard at Fennel right now. Don't mention shadows or thieves.
What, you think I can't lie?
I think that you have very poor verbal control.
Don't know what that means. I think I speak very clearly.
Yeah. We
I think
can
you-
handle ourselves.
You have very clear pronunciation. I'll say that much.
All right, so you're heading to the VIP room. Excellent. You leave your home, your place. Do you leave the lights on?
Yeah.
We don't leave any valuables in there. If
We
anybody
have
does,
the lights on.
I'm just double checking because it sounds like you guys are getting a bit paranoid.
Yeah, we'll leave the lights on.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
all the lights are on.
No, because that casts shadows. If we close all the blinds, turn off the lights, then there's no shadows because it's in total darkness.
Well, if Fennel was the last one to leave, he'd leave the lights on.
Sure.
We're not rolling for who was the last out of the room. Who's going
we
back.
could. I don't mind. Fennel's not
The
trying
marching
to be the
order.
last to leave.
Roll to
Who's
see
the rear guard?
everyone.
Are we actually rolling for this?
No.
Yes, we'll roll it. Initiative. Roll initiative.
No.
The lowest is last.
God damn it.
I'm gonna
Alright.
do it. Fuck it.
The lowest is last, but who comes first gets to choose where they end up.
No, it doesn't let me because it's not a combat encounter.
Oh, it's not letting me either.
Yeah, it's not letting us roll.
It's not letting
Let's
you do
just
it. Why
do a
wouldn't it let you do it?
D20. Just do a D20 plus
Oh
your
yeah.
initiative.
No, it doesn't.
Okay. Got it.
Oh, crap.
For fuck's sake.
This is where I get the
Okay.
nut
God damn it.
Yeah, let's go, people. Let's go.
Alright, so it turns
The
out
lights are
that
on.
The lights are
Fennel
on.
and Ven are the last ones to leave. However, because you did roll a natural 20, Thodane, you get to choose if you want to go back and be the last one. Because you were the highest to roll.
Yeah, Fodane's now between the threat and this, he's too paranoid. Yeah, he's going to go back and leave the room in total darkness.
Okay, you walk down the row a little bit, and then Thodane just runs back.
Just underneath our legs.
Yeah, and then turns it off. And then
Briefly
back
turns into a halfling to go to do that.
he breathes in and then runs through. Excellent.
I hate doing that. I hate doing that. Ugh.
You
You know,
get
you could
ready.
have just asked us.
It's true. True. Anyway, you wasted your
gonna
nat
murder me
20.
in my sleep.
Wasted an at 20, yep.
You head off down the hallway and find your way through different areas. Now, there are two options to get to the VIP room. The lounge itself. You can either take one of these pipes, one of these these kind of like travel pipes, where you can see people walking in and out, or you can just take the long way and walk there. It's up to you. But you see there's a few signs above some of these pipes, and you see one of them says the lounge. And you see someone walk into it. They kind of stand there for a second, look up, and then get pulled up into the sky. And you just hear their voice disappear.
Imagine if they're just
No.
expelling them from the ship. No, I'm kidding.
Or
I
that-
suddenly want to walk. That sounds unpleasant.
Yeah. No, we're not
Yeah.
doing that.
Cardio! Woo, let's go.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that seems like a fun way to travel, but oh well.
Oh.
I mean, for you guys, it's a walk. For me, it's a half marathon. Let's just get this out of the way.
For a fish, you really do like flying for some reason.
I'm curious. Flying feels like swimming.
You know what?
Because-
I'll go with you if you go for now.
Yeah, let's go. He goes straight up.
He just flies up.
Considering they're the distraction, we shouldn't let them get ahead. God damn it! Get,
Two of you begin to
So they-
fly upwards.
Frodane gets in the pipe, but he's going to hold on to his hat.
You hold on. Jumps up. Go through.
We should not have left Thorn go
Um,
last.
Thorn, are you going in or not?
No, of course not.
Sprint there, see if you can beat us.
No.
Like little kids who try to run down the stairs to beat their parents in an elevator.
I
Thorn,
think she's just gonna go back to the room. Like, they left me. I'm going, wait.
You
What's your
could
plan,
just
Thorn?
walk to the lounge.
Shut up!
Are you walking or are you going to go back to your room? You go back to the room. Okay, excellent.
Yeah, just to see if anything happens.
You're gonna get robbed, that's all I'm gonna say.
Somebody's gonna get dead and it won't be me. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, watch what happens is that while we're doing this, Max is going to have Cassie mute and do an entire combat session while we come in.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to get to fight things! Oh,
Yeah.
wait, that is a question I wanted to ask. Is there a fight club on this ship?
We don't talk about that.
You can ask about it, but whether you get an answer or not.
I'll find out.
Okay. As you return back to the room, you turn the lights on, and you... What do you do, Thorn? You've got the room to yourself. Ding dong! Ding dong!
Nope. Go away.
Ding dong! Ding dong!
Go away. Can I, like, cover it with, like, a sheet or something?
The
Like,
voice is ethereal. No.
leave me alone.
No more. You're left to your own thoughts.
Great. I think she's gonna sit there and wait, see if anything happens, and try and keep calm and the voice is down, at least to an extent. So, yippee, that happens.
Okay. I'd like you to roll a wisdom check.
Why? Why every time I say I want to stay calm, you're like, how about a wisdom check?
It's
'Cause
just
How about
about
you
to...
go ape shit? How about?
But you're trying a skill. You're trying a skill.
Yes,
Trying to
yeah.
meditate. Ain't easy.
Sure.
Thorn is so on edge, relaxing
ability
is a skill.
This is going to become Alien Isolation with a tiger instead of the alien, isn't it?
Hell yeah. You said ability check, huh? Or saving
Just a
throw?
wisdom. Just a wisdom check.
Wisdom check? Okay, got it.
Mhm.
Oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
You
Guys,
sit there
might
by
have
yourself. You try to find moments to relax, but you struggle. Again, those kind of voices, Usually the hum of the ship is a gentle lull into someone sleeping, but for you, you just find it an annoyance. In your cell, back when, there were no sounds. It was only the sounds that the three of you made. Here, there is a constant sound. It's a buzzing that is almost an irritation that you cannot get rid of. It is just a constant, and that just kind of like grinds your gears. You kind of grit your teeth every so often, getting a bit frustrated by it, just not helping you zen out. And as you kind of pace around a little bit and kind of frustratingly try to calm yourself down, you see on the table a bar unit that has been left here with a fresh dolly with all new drinks and different sorts of spirits. You can see that in the actual trolley itself, there is a glint in the lights that shimmer and shine. You can see left in that dolly another metallic card.
He's everywhere. I'll pick it up.
You pick it up. This one says the magician. And the picture on this one you can see is of yourself. You see a pink-haired female figure stood in a woods. The surroundings are completely dark, but by your side, you see this cloaked figure with a lantern next to them and is holding your back as you walk through these dark woods. The face is not illuminated by the light itself, but it seems to be guiding you forward through this forest. You flip it around and you can see the same language that you did not discern, but the markings, the lettering is the same. The Shadow Man.
Just two questions about the card. Do I have long hair? And is it snowy? Is the forest snowy?
Both
Or is it just
observations are correct.
Okay. I think she just drops it and runs. Runs out the room, just starts running. Doesn't know where she's running to, but she's running.
Okay. You run out the room, and you begin to run. What's going through Thorn's mind as they're running?
I think a lot of fear and just repeating like he's here, he's here, he's here, he's here. That's just going through her head, and she's just, I think she is starting to run to the lounge now. Or she needs to find someone she knows, find someone that can help.
Sure.
But yeah.
You begin to run and run and run.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. We jump to the others as you find yourselves landing. The journey itself is fairly quick. The glass tube in which you find yourselves in is quite claustrophobic at times, yet it is not. You're not traveling through buildings. It's not like the pipe itself is hidden, obscured from view. Every so often, you do meet parts of wood and stone, that is the foundations of this ship, but as well you see where the glass is clear and transparent, and you can see over to the left, to the right, underneath and above. The areas that you see are areas of the kitchen. You see it busy, filled, large in scale, with just a numerous amount of people just waiting, serving, preparing food for lunch, dinner, breakfast, everything in between. You also travel through, and then you see elements of the exterior of the ship, almost like a window looking out to the horizon. You can see Kalserian below as night is beginning to kind of settle in. It's around 6 o'clock in the evening, 7-ish. But in a matter of less than a minute, you find yourselves arriving at the other end. You can see, Fennell, since you're the first one, I need you to roll an acrobatics check for me. As the person who went before you, you see, has fallen to the ground and is kind of like obscuring the entranceway as you begin to descend onto them.
Right, okay. I was going to say, these aren't very good pipes if you go do an acrobatics check every time you come out. 18.
18. Okay. You kind of move out the way. You find an avenue where your feet do not land on top of him. The pipe itself does seem to slow your speed at the end. You just find this kind of weightlessness, but you have to kind of like watch your step as this guy is on the ground. Oh, sorry. As he's kind of there looking up towards you. He's trying to like crawl his way out of this tube.
Does he move fast enough, considering Ven's right behind for now?
You kind of like aid him in going out of the way as then Ven appears and finally holding onto your hat, Thodane, you arrive as well. You see the man is still on the ground. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm not used to these sorts of methods of transportation.
Oh, be careful. I nearly fell on you.
And I fell on the ground, so my fault on both accounts. Sorry.
It's fine.
And he just begins to dust off and head off into the lounge. And you can see the lounge is large, lavish, and fairly busy. It has a large window to the left-hand side, which looks out to the port of the ship. You see the entire left-hand side of the ship through this one-piece, singular, large pane of glass that stretches all the way across. And this room itself is lengthy, and there are several levels to it. It seems to be 4 levels that you can see. Large booths, rounded tables, and a huge bar on the right-hand side towards the starboard is just packed with about 100 workers who are kind of moving back and forth just at the bar itself. That's not counting the staff that are moving around the tables and getting the orders. You just see this interconnected bar going up to the 4 levels, all busy, all moving around like clockwork. But as you arrive, you can see one of the attendants there walks up to you, this halfling, stares in your direction. Excuse me, would you like a beverage this evening?
Yes.
Sure.
I noticed that you have your VIP badges with you. Would you like to sit on the top floor?
We
Yes.
wanted to meet. Oh, yep.
Oh, I think so. What's the name of the band again?
Fleeting Nightmares.
Them. Are they on the top floor as well?
Yes, they are. With your VIP access badge, you are allowed to sit with them as well. But please do be a bit courteous. Sometimes they don't truly enjoy the revelry of companionship. But you are more than welcome to sit in their aura.
Thank you for the warning.
No worries. Last thing we want is a fight taking place. And he just begins to lead you up.
Speaking of a
Takes
fight,
you up.
where's Thorn?
Looks back towards the tube. Oh no.
Okay, yeah.
So
Do you think
Dane-
she's too scared to go to the tube?
She must
Yeah,
have been. So Dane, did you leave her
yeah,
behind
also-
again?
I followed you two because you ran straight into it, and the whole point is we're meant to be looking while you distract them.
I
But
can't
why
be-
didn't you let her go first?
Because Fennel ran and you followed.
No?
Also, was that subtle? Just immediately going, oh, by the way, are they here?
They have tons of fans on
Well,
the ship. If anything,
yeah.
that's in character.
If we weren't interested in them at all, that would be suspicious.
Yeah, come on.
Yes, but acting like a crazy fan when they don't like the crazy fans.
Well, it's not like we just rushed in here and we're like, where are they?
I didn't
You know,
squeal.
we just asked if they're there. Yeah.
I'm still
Well, you should
conscious.
go look for Thorn.
Max, How far away from our rooms are we in terms of the ship? Are we on the other side, or
You're
Gotta ask,
basically
like, how long away? How long is the long way? Question.
you're running, so for you it'd be
Mhm.
about 10 minutes.
Okay.
For anyone else walking, it's about 30, 25 minutes. Because you're having
Yes.
to not just walk through a level, you're going through stairs, wrapping up, going up to another level where you have to walk to the end, then reach up and back on yourself. There's a lot to the ship, which just means walking around is a lot more convoluted. These pipes get you there in an instant.
if this turns into a Die Hard situation, the ship's going to be so fun.
Gonna be amazing.
Okay.
Okay, right.
So what's the plan? So for now, Van, the two of you are going to go to the VIP bar and speak to the band.
Yep.
Thodane, are you staying around and doing some sleuthing?
I'm going to hang back for about 5 minutes and then make my way upstairs.
All right, cool. So we'll start off with Fennel and Van. The two of you are brought up by the halfling maitre d'. He brings you up to the full 4 stairs. You can see that there is a bouncer on the 4th stairs who stands there and looks around, sees that you're wearing your badges, and allows you entry. There on the top floor, you can see that there are quite a few different people sat in these booths, and the lighting here is a bit more dim and darker. Everywhere else is quite bright, brilliant, and on show. Dazzling as it is, and a bit kind of maybe off-putting sitting at the lower decks. Up here, it's almost like a very beautiful, dazzling golden display down below. Up here, it's a bit more darker, a bit more secluded, a bit more private, some more intimate spaces here. As you walk past, you can see different people sat in these booths and tables. Some of them don't seem to really talk to you or look in your direction, give a smile. Seeing as this VIP access is quite a small group, you see some familiar faces that you kind of keep seeing at these events and different places that you go to. One in particular is a halfling girl and a drow male figure. You see the two of them are just kind of sat over. They saw you at one point as you kind of boarded the ship, and you see them just kind of like wave in your direction just as like a nice courtesy. Other than that, you kind of walk past and find yourselves at the very end of this long walkway. There you can see 2 large bouncers, a orc, full-blooded orc, the guy who had decked some girl previously on the deck of the ship, and you can see another one is this very thin-looking Yuan-Ti. Their arms, one of them is a snake's head, whilst the other one is a slightly longer version of a human arm. The body itself, mainly humanoid, but the neck itself rises, and instead of hair, there is a cobra's hood that just kind of surrounds the base of a skull and over the top as well, giving almost like this hood design to her look. They don't seem to be painted in any way, but they just seem to be the main muscle of this group. As you arrive, you see the maitre d' just kind of like give you a hand forward to enter, and then the guards put their hand out. Excuse me, what is it you're looking for? The VIP seats are over there. And he gestures to an empty one.
Oh, he just led us straight to the band?
You are basically right at the entranceway to where the band are. These guards don't seem to be taking in the orders of this maitre d' and are cock-blocking you.
Right.
They're in the way.
Well, I was hoping I could get an interview, potentially, with the band members.
An interview?
Yes.
What sort of interview are you looking for?
Well, you see, I'm an envoy, Triton envoy, here to learn of the other continents and their ways. And part of that is their culture, so I was hoping to get some insight as to the band, what makes them so popular, so famous, their music, and see if that would be something Triton kind would be interested in.
You do realise that their equipment doesn't work underwater,
We
right?
have dry buildings. The continent's above water now. Plenty of venues, plenty of new stages for them to potentially come to.
as you're talking to the orc, the Yuan-Ti slips into the side. And what is your name?
Fennel Del Mar.
And what organization do you work for, Finel del Mar?
The Triton government. It's something the Queen put together. Queen Seville Tari. Well, she didn't personally select all the members, but sending out envoys to learn of our new neighbours, seeing as we share the overland now. Something that she wanted to put in place.
Roll a persuasion check at advantage. Persuasion or deception, because this counts as both, I guess.
Well, I guess deception's a bit higher. 23.
Nice.
You you speak clear, and you see that the orc, looking down at you.
Well, the guards do like a good business proposition. So, if you're here to talk business, as well as you're investigating, I'm sure it can't hurt.
And you see the Yuan-Ti look over. I'm sure I can get you in. And she slinks away, and you see her move towards the 4 band members, who you can see are just currently sat idly amongst themselves, just kind of chatting here and there. And then she kind of worms her way, and you hear some whispers, and one of the band members does kind of raise a hand and kind of gestures for you to come in.
We'll walk in.
Glenn
Okay.
kind of leans in to Fennel smooth.
Well, it wasn't a complete lie.
Shh. Okay, act cool, act cool.
As you appear in front of these 4 band members, you see them now clearly in their full ensemble. Some of the elements of their clothes have been kind of slightly taken off. Any gloves have been left to the side. They seem to be relaxing a little bit more. So you can see who they are specifically. The one who seems to be the leader of this band, and is kind of like gestured over in your direction, seems to have been getting the earful from the Yuan-Ti, is a male fire genasi. You see he's kind of long fiery hair that goes back, almost like dreads in a way, where they clump together with bits of coal holding them as tight as they can. The skin itself is dark and molten in color, with flakes of orange just peeking through like any sort of stress cracks and showing some age. He doesn't look to be too young, probably in his 60s or so, but you can see he's kind of like rocking out the old style look of a rock and roll sort of guy. By his side, kind of leaning against his chest, you can see there is a female drow figure around in her 40s or so. She has almost like this widow's peak hair where it kind of folds forward and then is tucked back, creating this big, almost like pompadour-y look to it, whilst the sides are completely shaven off. Her eyes are quite piercing white, and her skin is of a darkened purple color. You can see that she's kind of like got a lot of her arms exposed, kind of less of the ensemble. You can see bits of the paint have been almost wiped away from like heavy rehearsals and practicing, the sweat just kind of leaving them to be mush and paint in her skin. Whereas the fire genasi looks to be almost etched into the actual hardened shell that is his skin, like it's been chiseled of sorts to create these eye iconographies across him. The other 2 band members, you can see one of them is a female human who doesn't seem to have any eyes at all. You can see the skin is almost completely folded over, and painted on top of them is the orange eyelids of this kind of icon that they seem to be representing. Wide smile, heavily cracked, in her 50s or so. She herself has this wild curly hair, and has a high collar in this hairpin suit. Most of her ensemble is still kept together. She seems quite dedicated to the craft. Whilst the last one is a air genasi, quite a large figure, plump, in look, heavy, rotund belly. He himself is currently sat at the edge of a chair, flipped around and leaning forward and talking to the rest of them. His suit has several cuts in it to allow airflow, it seems, through his kind of ensemble. Not as tight or as rigid as the rest of them, but the leather here is like cut in stripes across his arms and his legs, as well as his torso and shoulders. He has this almost cloud to his hair that seems to flow back and forth. It doesn't seem to be fixed in any position. It just kind of flows freely and doesn't really obey the laws of gravity either. He is just kind of sat there with this light grey skin to him. But all of them turn their attention to the two of you as you approach. You see the Fire Ganassi, the leader of this band, kind of looks over and... So, what's your deal then? Are you sort of investigator? You said?
Oh, no, not an investigator. A diplomat. I've been traveling Kalserian on behalf of Ishvahi to, well, learn culture, see what we have in common with you, and how we can potentially build bridges between our people and yours.
Okay. And what's in it for us?
Well, like I said, we want to build bridges. We're above land now, we have new neighbours, we want to get to know them. Perhaps that means you perform in our cities and in our towns. The capital, for example, the Queen, may well be interested to hear your music.
We have been to a couple of your bands. Concerts, as you call them, nothing below the seas, only those on the continent itself. Gets a little tricky when you're trying to move through an active war zone. What makes you think that anything has changed since then? People still fight over Ishvahi. We've been on both sides, and it's compromised us quite a bit.
Well, as you know, a physical fight where people are on the ground trying to gain territory is also done behind the scenes. It's a constant political issue. We need to raise morale. We need to break the tension between people so that we can negotiate better. What better way to do that than to understand each other better?
Can you play an instrument?
I can't.
Do you know what it's like
But
to
my
play?
companion here can sing.
I can play an instrument too.
What do you play?
Well, I can sing and play the lute.
Is that it? Anything else?
Well, I would like to try some different ones, but that's about it for now.
So you understand what it's like to be a struggling artist, then?
You could say so, yes.
To get your voice heard amongst the masses?
Bit difficult sometimes.
A little bit. It's not the hardest thing in the world. Fighting wars, that's hard. But we try and stay out of politics altogether. So you coming to me with an audience with the Queen, it's not really our bag. Been there, done that. Want to avoid politics altogether. It gets a little messy.
Well, then focus on the people. They're the Queen, of
The
course.
people I can get behind. That's fine.
Can I notice their general demeanor while they're talking, the two?
Sure, yeah, you can roll an insight check.
60.
You kind of look at this guy in particular. You can see the other three are listening very intently to his words. They seem to almost gravitate to what he has to say. At this point, he's kind of leaning against one of his legs that have risen up. Please sit, take a load off, just relax. We're here just talking, so please. You can see that with the reference of politics, you can tell that he's had some rough moments. he himself is someone who carries a weight on his shoulders. You can see that. But it is hidden underneath the surface. So with a 16, you only notice that there is some heavy weight, but you're not sure to what extent. When Fennell mentions politics and the Queen and serving and bringing into the masses, you can see that he has a tendency to almost twitch at the word politics and Queen and anything within that sphere. You see he's had probably a bad run-in, as he mentioned, and wants to stay away from it.
Mm-mm. Ven sits down. I'm assuming there's like chairs or.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if not perform, could be maybe interview you to maybe get some insight on your band. Try to maybe talk about how we're not so different, the Triton and the people on the land.
Sure, we can do that. We've been talking to paparazzi all week. It's not like it's something that's not an unfamiliarity for us. But you're not a Triton, so what's your skin in the game?
Just helping a friend out.
I'm unfamiliar with the surface. I need companions who are more familiar to help me discover the right places.
So let me get this right. You're the diplomat of the diplomat who's been sent by a queen, right?
Well, I'm more just familiar more with the musical scene than he is, so I can fill in when he doesn't maybe understand the jargon or something like that.
All right, I get it. I understand.
And I haven't heard of you before, but I did quite like the makeup you put on just a bit ago. Very unique design.
As you say that, you see the Agonassi kind of like puffs up his chest and looks towards you. What do you mean you've not heard of us before? What do you mean? Where have you been living? Underneath a rock? In some village outside of civilization? Where have you been, boy?
Pretty much island, small town. Not many people in and out. I've only started traveling the past year or so.
The drow woman speaks up. You've only started traveling recently. Good for you. Sometimes you need to live in the spaces that we call home and experience what is out there. You're on the right path.
Thank you. But I wanted to ask about your name. The band name, I mean. Seems very ominous. Was that the intent, or?
You see that the drow woman just gestures over towards the Fire Ganassi. Well, dreams and nightmares have a long history. Some people have a closer tie to nightmares themselves. Some people are nightmares. Some people are just fantasy. Who's to say what's true, what's real, and what's not? The mind is the perception. We all have our own idea of what we see. I see a chicken, someone might see a bird, someone will see food. Everyone sees things in a different light. But nightmares, they are commonplace between everyone. Nightmares follow. But they never leave. They're always there, in the back of your mind, waiting until you have a pleasant time. And then they appear and rear their ugly faces
and show the true colors of what your mind is thinking in that moment. I am quite lucky in the sense that I no longer have nightmares. It is impossible for me to dream. A nice haven when you've lived a life like mine.
You do seem to have some kind of burden. I don't mean to pry, and you don't have to answer, of course, but that's actually
Well,
a nice sentiment for the name, in some way.
it's not hidden history. A long time ago, feels like another life, there was an insurrection deep inside of the Underdark. A place where the drow called home was once enslaved, taken control, and it was used as a conduit for feasting on dreams. I'm giving you the large, broad strokes here, but I was involved. I was one of the key pieces to bringing dreams into reality. But you know what? Didn't happen. People got in the way. The drow fought back. And here we are. Through all of this pain and suffering, I was given a choice, one final choice. To dream or not to dream. And I chose never to be tethered to nightmares again. A fleeting nightmare, you could say.
See, that's, I'm assuming, has a lot of meaning to you. But do your bandmates also agree or relate?
You see the drow look over in your direction. I was there when it all happened. I was but a slave to the Illithids when they were there. I saw a moment of madness. Dreams, nightmares. But now I use that as a conduit to empower myself. I think back to the darker times and use that nightmare as a way for my skills to be improved. If I rock hard enough, perhaps everything might run away or be pushed to the ground.
Ben's like writing this down.
Mhm.
Very like, in notes, but he's writing it down.
Mhm. You see the blind woman, the human female. She kind of looking over in your direction. I have never dreamed because I live perpetually in darkness. I cannot see nor imagine what things could look like. So I cannot distinguish what is a dream or a nightmare. It all just is. And I want to share that with the world who do suffer. Find some way to escape and immerse themselves into that same world that I do. A world where everything is calm. The last one, the Agonasy, he puffs out his chest. I'm here because I enjoy the music. I do not care about the nightmares.
That is fair enough. But still, all of your reasons seem to be, or are, quite noble in some sense. I can appreciate that as another musician.
As an artist, it is our job to help guide people who listen. And it's up to them to interpret what we say.
It's very
There is
profound.
some truth to that.
Well, I've done a lot of spiritual guidance over these last 20 years, so you tend to find a bit of yourself in people.
Are you religious?
No. I just feel as though people should find themselves on equal footing. And that's why we travel. We go around everywhere. As far as we can go, the places that allow us to go. I'm sorry we haven't been to your town. And gestures to
It's
them.
alright.
And I'm sorry we haven't been to places underwater. We just haven't found a way to do that yet. But I'm sure there'll be some scientist, alchemist, or whatever will come up with a way to hit the drums underground, underwater, play a guitar underwater, or blow a saxophone underwater.
Hey, maybe if we get a big enough bubble,
Well,
could just pop you in there.
that's what we're looking at now. Just making some of the buildings underwater, just air inside.
It'd be more accommodating for land folk. But is there anything else you'd like to tell us about the band in specific?
The thing is, we do so many interviews that I get a bit bored of them, so I tend to ask the interviewee a few questions to understand where their mindset's at. Now, just as to them, you said you've only been out adventuring for a short period of time. What do you take of it all? What do you think of the world that you've seen?
The world, huh?
Yeah,
Well,
the good and the bad.
I guess as you said, there is the good and there is the bad. Kind of a balance of it all, though. Sometimes it does feel like there's a bit more bad than good. But you'll always have people who are fighting the good fight, I think. In their own ways, in their own small ways. It's interesting, that's for sure. Lots of things happening. It's very different from a quiet small town. You know, all of these new changes in the last couple of years. You never know what's to come. And always have to be ready on your feet.
Either that or you just live in the moment and take what you can as it is.
Yeah, adapt, change.
I've seen my share of bloodshed. Life is ugly. And it needs an artist's hand to paint it so that that ugliness turns to something nice. And it needs people that are nice. Would you consider yourself nice?
Nice. I don't know if I like that word. Prefer kind. Nice seems a bit superficial sometimes.
He nods and smiles. And how about you? What have you seen of the overworld and everything that's not in the water? What do you take of everything?
Well, I suppose the long and short is it's much dustier here than it is underwater. But that's generalising. I've spent the last year exploring Kalserian, and there are many curiosities that you have here, which we don't have, that we didn't think of. So, I'd possibly live more, as you had said earlier, one day at a time, live in the moment, enjoy the new discoveries that I get to experience day in and day out. And that's left me a curious person, remembering a lot of good.
Well, being an investigator, I'm sure that your main body of work is investigating, so hopefully it doesn't get too boring for you.
Well,
Looking around and understanding things.
I guess we'll have to see. I'm off to a new continent now, for the time being, for the immediate future. Plenty more curiosities to come.
And where are you heading? Is it just the two of you? Are there more investigators out there in your group?
We've met a couple of other people going in the same direction, so we're keeping each other company along the way. But they're just that for the time being.
Gotta find the right people to travel with.
Companionship's important. I spent a lot of my time alone, travelling Kalseria. The freedom's nice, but you miss the companionship.
Yeah, it's true. Although this band is like my family, I do miss my brothers and sisters. But they're all busy, doing their own things.
You have siblings?
Yeah. Well, it's complicated.
Adopted or? I mean to pry.
Mm, we just call each other brothers and sisters.
See,
It's hard to explain.
you're close enough to call each other
We're
family.
very close, yes.
Do you get to see them often?
Well, sometimes they're all doing different things, so not really. Plus, I need to explore. We all need to explore. We need to do our own thing. We've been so driven on one goal our entire lives that it's nice to explore and do what you were doing. Adventuring, seeing different parts of the world. It's something that I've been doing for the last 20 years, so I hope that you can find some joy in it too. There will be hardships. That always happens, no matter where you go or where you end up. But at least if you have foundation, then you can always go back to it. It makes things easier.
Very true.
Does he seem honest with us?
Roll an insight check.
Okay,
I'm gonna hop in on this as well.
20.
Insight.
Hold on, Frey. You have to
18.
know who this is, right? You know who this is, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, great. Good to know we're on the same page.
You both get the sense that he's a fairly open book. He's not being deceitful in any way of the imagination. He is holding back certain bits of information because perhaps it'd be too complicated to explain, or he doesn't want the privacy being spoken to in the press. So he's keeping into general terms. But as he's talking, it seems like this isn't new news at all. This is knowledge if you know of the band.
Well, it was very nice to get to know. I'm Ben, by the way. This is hand out for a handshake.
Yeah, he reaches up. My name's Seb. As he reaches up, you can see along his arm, through the tattoos, there is a pattern of sevens that just go along in a line. You just see that on his forearm on the left, and he kind of like shakes your hand with it.
Lucky number?
A stain. A stain from the past.
I see. My
Yeah.
bad.
Observant. pretty good for when you're interviewing people. So
I suppose so. But any other questions for us, I guess?
no, not at all. You can sit here with us if you want and enjoy the drinks. We, just like you, we're technically VIPs, so you get all the drinks we do. Feel free to sit by.
If you're comfortable with it, we don't want to, intrude. We know you guys already get swarmed by fans. We saw it firsthand.
Yeah, sometimes they get a little physical. That part I don't really like. That's what the guards are there for. They do their job. And then we have... he gestures over to the Yuanti. She's pretty good because she picks them back up and heals them if this guy goes a bit too far. So, good balance. But yeah, I try to avoid any violence at all. Not my thing.
It is handy to have a bodyguard, I will say. Had a few people, get hands in a tavern after a performance. Not the greatest feeling.
The drow speaks up. You should play something. I would be honored to play something with you if you want to.
Like now?
Why not? We all have our instruments here.
Oh, okay. I can do that. That's fine. Put me a bit of on the spot here, but can give it my best.
Well, sometimes performers work better under pressure.
Diamonds are formed under pressure, I guess.
She nods and smiles.
Pull out his lute.
She'll pull out a guitar. This long-nosed guitar. Just holds it there. I'll follow your lead.
Oh, okay, you'll follow. Okay. Ben gets a little bit flustered. It's gonna try play like a simple tune at first till they get into the, same beat, same rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
And then playing more like a joyful tune than his previous stuff, something more upbeat. He doesn't really know rock and roll, but like a tavern song you could dance to.
Sure. If you could roll a performance check for me at advantage.
Ooh, nice.
Damn.
26, okay. You begin to create this little ditty on the guitar, on your lute rather, just pluck in some strings, and as you begin to kind of almost lose yourself in the moment, you just begin to play, and you hear the drow figure begin to play in tandem with you, every so often almost hitting this loud strum as you are just plucking your tunes. You're in the moment, you find yourself just focusing here and playing along. For now, what are you doing for now? Are you participating in any way?
No, not in the performance, but he'll help himself to a drink. He'll sit next to the band members and just say, "Oh, you'll love this. She's great. We travelled with the circus on our way here, and she did a brilliant performance with them."
As you say that, you see the blind lady still looking forward towards where Ven is playing. Just speaks up to you. Circus? Wasn't the mysterious marauding Martets, perchance, was it?
It is, yes. Do you know them?
Well, Gildana's worked with us a few times, and the circus itself has allowed us to stay with them on the journey. We've done collabs.
Yes, they were very friendly. They allowed us to travel with them too.
One thing that I found is a mystery with that caravan. Darga's caravan. What is in it?
You know, I have the exact same question, and I have no idea. desperately
have
want to
tried
get
to
in.
describe it, but it does not make sense. Gold. They say gold everywhere. But that cannot be.
I wish I knew. I tried to get in one night, and I got caught.
Oh. So you're quite the mischievous type then.
Well, I had a little bit too much to drink.
She smiles, reaches over, gives you another drink. Well, there's one more.
Well, if you insist. This is like a holiday after all.
It is. Just relax. And
What,
she just
what
kind
did what did she give me?
she just like
It's not Adam, is it?
she pulls over a candle. She doesn't realize it's not a drink, and she just like hands it over to you. This glass, round object. So she doesn't really hand you a drink. She is as blind as a bat.
Oh, right, okay. It's too kind. And then I'll reach over. Well, I assume I've got a drink. I'll just put down what she gave me.
Sure.
Oh my god.
Okay. One thing you do notice, Fennel, is as Ven is playing, there is this heat wave that emanates from them. There is this shimmer and almost like on a hot desert, when you can see almost like the oasis in the distance, a mirage just flickering through. As Ven is playing, you can see elements of that heat wave almost shaking around them. And as they continue to strum, I'd like you to roll a perception check.
Max, what does that mean?
What does it mean?
18.
You can see something beyond. You see almost like an image is appearing in that space, trying to create a window. You see a which is split in two. It's like two areas are in, and the picture itself is on. You see.
Your microphone is breaking up a little bit, so we are getting like every second word.
I'll wait a second and hopefully it sorts itself out.
It sounds like
It's
you're back to
fine now,
normal
I
now.
think.
So you can see this aura around them, almost a split down the center, where there are two images that are flickering in this heat wave, in this mirage, where you can see something on the other side. The only thing that you can see is really color and the brilliance of it. On the left, you see bright bronze and silver and gold. Structures is all you can glimmer from this section. Something made and has form to it. The other one is dull, grey, with dark elements warped through it. Maybe shadows, maybe brambles, like tree twigs. It's all obscured and it's all flickering. Nothing is really making sense. But then you see Ven kind of finish the tune and just strum it out, and you see those fade away. The lasting impression that you have from both of these, Fennel, is a weariness. The bright one was very sterile and almost haunting, whilst the other was inviting. The grey one was inviting for some reason.
When
But then
during it,
Mhm.
if I looked over
Yeah.
to the other band members, does it look like they could have seen it?
You can see that they are surprised, but you don't know if they're seeing what you're seeing.
Okay.
You rolled quite high in your perception check, so you were able to see something that perhaps not many would.
Okay.
Um,
In that case, does it look like the light from the mirage reflected on the walls and furniture and bits
No.
around? Or okay.
Not at all.
Okay. Well, I'll shake it off and I'll applaud.
Uh-huh.
Thank you for that. But you play amazing. Speaking to the drow.
You see, she just kind of nods her head. A lot of practice, but you have quite a fine hand. Keep up the work. I could see there is talent there. Something, as they call it, a natural gift.
Thank you. I'm quite flattered to hear that from you, a professional. I'm a bit rusty, unfortunately, but I do my best.
You now notice that some of the VIP members and outside of the little room that you're in have stood up and have looked over in your direction. They've listened to this ditty that you've done, and you've grown a slight audience who've kind of seen you. And you hear them begin to clap as well.
And shrieking into himself like, no.
The drow kind of leans out of your way and gives a bow to you to say that applause is for you. And you're just kind of left there with this applause.
And does a cool bow
Mm-hmm.
to everyone. Thank you, thank you. Haha. Inside of his head, like, please get me out of here.
As this is happening, we're going to jump over to Thodane. Thodane, you are currently waiting a little bit here for Thorn, and as well to kind of prepare your investigating. What do you do? For the 5 minutes, Thorn doesn't arrive.
Yeah. Just mill about, grab a non-alcoholic drink, and just basically look like I'm not waiting. Then after 5 minutes, make my way up to the VIP section, and I'd be looking for a seat which gives me a view to them, but I want to try and look as nonchalant as possible.
Sure, yeah. You begin to head up. You are shown entry as you have your VIP band with you, and you make your way up to the 4th floor. You can see that there is a booth that is in kind of line of sight with your adventuring party, who are currently talking and have made their way into this small circle. But you can place yourself there. If you want to just roll a stealth check to see how well you can blend in, I'll give you advantage because no one is really suspicious of you.
Sweet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
18.
Everybody stop rolling so good. I feel
Okay.
I'm so jealous.
You find a table, you sit down. There is a small little candle-lit space. Everywhere else is quite dark. You can see there are other couples, people sat by themselves, and other groups just kind of chatting amongst this place. You can also see down to the larger array of people below on the lower floor. The hustle and bustle and sound seem to echo up, but they almost become muted. If you lean your head over, you can almost hear them perfectly, but if you kind of sit back down, it's almost built in the way where the acoustics do not affect the VIP seating. But you place yourself here. I'd like you just to roll a perception check, as you're looking around the general area to see who is where.
Sure. 16.
Okay. You see a couple of the VIP members here. You see different races sat amongst themselves, just eating, drinking amongst one another, not seemingly caring or interacting with anyone else. On occasion, the guy serving you drinks does come by. Could I offer you some food, sir?
No, I'm all right. I just I'll have a whiskey.
All right, certainly.
And he leaves and then brings you a whiskey as you just sit there by yourself. Yeah, go on.
Okay, because I always have a notebook on me. Can I just take that out and basically I want to look like I'm getting a drink and keeping busy just outside of the room.
Yeah, sure, that's fine. That blends into your stealth check as you're kind of dissimulating a little bit as you're just there sat and trying to blend in with everyone else, making yourself busy. As you are doing that, you do hear someone kind of walk over in your direction and kind of fall slightly forward. Oh, shit. You see this elven woman has kind of slipped and has fallen onto the floor just by your table, and she just kind of like holds the ankle. Bugger. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No worries. You're all right. Want me to get someone for you?
Oh no, I'll. If you don't mind, I'll have a little seat here. I think I've fucked up my leg. I hate high heels. Why do I even bother?
I've not first time I've heard that. I want an insight checker, just make sure she's not.
Yeah, sure. Roll an insight check.
I mean, hey, it's weird.
I'm not. It's more checking if she. It is checking for a lie, but it's not really checking for a particular lie. I just thought. Oh shit, that's bad.
Dang.
You do see her ankle has quickly bruised in the small area where it seems to have almost like bent heavily. The heel on her shoe is also snapped, so you get no sense of evil intentions here. She does look like she's like not hurt, but a little bit in pain.
Yeah.
Trying to shrug it off.
Yeah. No worries. And I'll go. Want me to get some ice for you or something?
Yeah, if you don't mind, that'd be lovely.
I'll flag down a waiter.
You find one. I'll bring some ice and a clean cloth right away. And he begins to leave, and eventually comes back. You see, she just kind of sits there for a moment. Writer?
Of a sort. I'm a reporter.
A reporter? Lovely. What do you report in?
Just people, mostly. Arts, technically.
Arts. Okay, well, I also work in the arts. What sort of arts are you proficient in?
Actually, that's a good question, because I have an instrument, but I've also got forgery, and that applies to art as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Generally, arts in general, it's really more where my publisher says to go.
Okay, well, publishers are a bit of a nuisance. There's quite a few of them in Les Ronces, all trying to compete. Is that where you're heading off to?
It's where I'm based out of.
Tough competition.
Well, yeah, make do with what you've got. What about yourself?
Sculptor.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that, Max.
Sculptor.
Sculptor. Oh, anything I might be aware of?
Well, perhaps I should introduce myself first. It's nice that someone doesn't recognize me on first glance. I am of House Vesper. Quite a notable name in the painting and sculpting guilds. I head out one of the facilities there. Teach whoever comes by.
Have I ever dealt with them or done any jobs for that house before?
Not really. They tend to keep to themselves most of the time. They don't really usher in outside work. You can roll a history check at advantage to see what else you know of House Vesper.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, it's more like it.
You know that House Vesper is filled with many of the different houses are their bloodlines are quite clear-cut. They are typically a fixed race going down the line, with some marriages here and there coming in and out. But for the most part, House Vesper is filled with Fire Gnassies and Dawn Elves. You can see that she is a Dawn Elf. She is predominantly kind of has that kind of cherub look to her. She's maybe in her 30s or late 20s or so. You don't know of this one in particular, who she is, but you have heard of other Vesper members before. Luthadin Vesper is the head of the house. He is almost this kind of very well-spoken figure who has been a driving force for Alex Shear. House Vesper is one of the major houses, alongside others like House Rillandir and House Mortem, for example. That house is very prominent throughout Leyrance especially. But you've seen them delving into other places. With the 22, something else you also know is one of their members, a Fire Ganassi known as Lady Vesper. She is a member of that house, but usually with these houses, they marry into larger ones, major houses, to gain a notability and marry them two together. But in this instance, they have sent one of their children to a lesser house, House Altahir, and she has been called Lady Vesper to remember her significance, her house name, although she does not carry it. With a 22, that's the sort of information that you get, especially being a sleuth. Some information that you've just picked up on the back end. But for the most part, painters and sculptors, from what you know. As you're pondering and kind of remembering that sort of information, you see she kind of brings out a hand. Serenity Vesper is my name.
Nice to meet you, Serenity. My name's... I'm giving a lie, I'm not giving the... Fuck, I'm bad for this. Derek Feist.
Derek Feist? I've not heard of you before, but you have a kind face, so... And you brought some ice for me, so that's a nice thing.
Well, it wasn't... I'm relatively new to Leyrance. I'm actually from the Hourglass originally, so might be why you not heard of me before, and even then, smaller publications up till now.
But to be in the VIP area is quite a feat. It's a very expensive seat to have, and she gestures around. There are many notable figures in politics as well as other houses here.
Favour from a friend who gave me the ticket because I helped him out with some things. So I wasn't going to say no to the opportunity, and frankly, and I'll nod towards the band, a good study for an article right over there, so works out quite well for me.
Well, sounds like you live a very thrilling lifestyle, Derek.
I try to. Sadly, a lot of it is desk work.
Mainly admin, then.
Yeah, for now. We'll see how things go in the future.
Well, you've made a powerful friend, it seems, to get you a ticket through their own expense. So, if you are ever in Leyrance and you are looking for work, or if you ever find yourself wanting to climb the social ladder, as it says, I can help. I see potential and talent in you. So, if you wish, you can come to my offices and ask for my name. I'll remember your name, Derek. Until then.
I may take you up on that, and I hope your ankle heals up and you have a good evening now.
The ice is helping. And she gives a smile and she begins to walk over. She joins another table where you can see a halfling girl as well as a drow man. You see the three of them begin to sit with each other and begin to discuss things.
as much as I want to try and eavesdrop on that, I am actually concerned about the shadow thing, so I'm going to zone back in on the band.
Okay.
Also thinking of what I need to do. Why did I make up an alias? I'm going to have to make paperwork for that.
Just digging yourself a hole.
Yeah, but that's a fun alias.
It
Why
is,
would
yeah.
you do that?
Because saying, hi, I'm an investigator, I'm in the VIP section sat alone, didn't seem like a good idea.
You're too paranoid.
No, because... like,
Talking of paranoid, Thorn is currently racing down the halls. You are running around, bumping into people. You can see some guy with a load of like pamphlets who's handing them out. Here you go. This is the activities that we have tonight. You'll be able to. Oh! All of the papers go flying in the air. Oh, my back. Oh.
She just doesn't care. She keeps running.
You just push past this very old geezer and just keep running. Well, you don't care. I'd like you to roll a survival check. Because in this
Okay.
state, you are running to try and find your allies, and you are in a whirlwind.
Gotcha.
Yay! I love
You
this.
couldn't sniff us out.
I love this.
You continue to run around frantically, and you find yourself taking kind of like the wrong turn, and you can see this large glass water world, essentially. You see statues within this plane of just water. You see people on the other side floating, and they see you. And they
I
wave.
try to turn back from the other
You
way.
rush back. Continue to run. I'd like you to roll a constitution check to see how your vitality is doing as you're desperately running around.
Okay.
And you, as you're running, there's a stitch in the side of your rib cage, and you're like having to hobble along. It is painful. And as you're kind of like climbing the stairs, trying to like go as fast as you can, your breath is slightly leaving you at stages, and you do see people kind of like walking up behind. Hey, you okay?
She, on instinct, she just hisses and snarls.
Whoa, that's uncalled for. You need to go back to your room.
She just keep trying to limp away.
What the hell was that? You just see they begin to like talk to each other. You continue to limp away. You kind of hear him again. You're not getting so far. Why do you keep running?
Get away from me!
Oh, easy there. I'm not here to hurt you. You look like you're in pain.
If you touch me, I will kill you.
Ma'am, what's wrong with you? Why are you trying to... What's wrong? Did someone hurt you?
Out of character, obviously. I'm gonna just... She's trying to ignore him. Also trying to, like, get just some breaths in, trying to just help herself.
Mm-hmm.
And she just get enough energy to keep running even though she's in pain.
I'd like you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh god. Got it. Okay.
Okay.
God. Thank God.
You catch those breaths with inhales and exhales at the right time, and you begin to trudge along and almost kind of like hit the wound inside of your your rib cage to try and like push it away or push it into a part that's not hurting anymore, just so you can like get more momentum. You do have one level of exhaustion, but you just keep going. Eventually, you do arrive at the lounge area where there is a VIP access, but you are in a full sweat. You're kind of like a rabid animal looking around, and you just see the maitre d' who has brought over your two friends previously. Hello? Are you all right? Did you just come out of the swimming pool?
Shut up. Have you seen a dwarf guy and dwarf guy hat tie? Have you seen him?
Well, there are many of that description.
And he begins. There's a man over there. And
I'll
here.
push. I'll push him out of my way, and I'll just keep walking.
Whoa! Where do you head? Where are you going up the stairs?
Oh man. I guess I'll head up. I'm trying to look for any discerning features of Fennel, Ven, or Thodane, but I'm pretty sure
Roll
a
a
lot of people
perception
that look
check.
like Thodane are here. So
Roll a
mainly
perception
just
check as you're rabidly running around.
yeah, perception. Gotcha. Leonie, stop fucking texting me. I'm busy.
Is she watching?
Okay, 22. Yeah, I asked her a question like 30 minutes ago, and now she just keeps responding. Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! I'm busy.
You, in a flurry, rush up these stairs, looking around, and on occasion you see very kind of posh-looking individuals. Some who make you almost like second look in that direction just in case, but you do not see anyone that is reminiscent of your past. You continue up and then find yourself at the top VIP rope as a guard stands there.
Whoa. Where are you going, miss?
As he kind of puts his hand up, you can see Thodane as well as the other two.
I think she's honestly like pressed up against the wall, still holding her wound and just like wheezily like gasping for breath. She has one of those VIP cards, right? They didn't just leave her without one? Okay, great. So she'll just haul it up. And yeah.
Okay. You need a drink.
And he lets you in.
Yeah, she immediately goes right over to Thodane.
Mm-hmm.
And she just basically almost like just flops on the chair and table.
Yeah. Making a large scene as you just land there. People just begin to look up. You hear some murmurs, Thodane, as people like looking over in your direction.
She's just panting as if she's just what she just went through.
Too much
She ran for 10 minutes straight.
You know you didn't have to sprint here, right?
You don't get it. What? You know, tarot, magician. What does the magician mean?
This is Jack going,
Robbie speaking here. The magician means. Can I say this? Is this okay?
Yes,
it's the first party member. It's the first party member in Personas 4 and 5. That's what I know.
It's the first card. So it's card number 1, like right after the fall, and it's meant to be like mastering the ability, magic, arcane. Max, if you had a different meaning for it, I'm just saying what I know at the top of my head. Mastering a craft. Like the student becoming the master type of situation.
Sounds pretty good.
Oh no! Oh no! Thorn
Depends
just
if it's reversed or not, but anyway.
Yeah. What was it upside down?
She just slaps the card that she got on the table.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is in the room.
Right. Okay. And which way was it facing?
She slaps down the card, and you see her hand pulls away, and it's no longer the magician. But instead, you see another card titled the High Priestess. This one depicts Uh, this one depicts your friend Thorn.
Which one? Which one? You have to be very specific about this one. Which one?
You have multiple?
You have multiple friends?
Yeah, I know. It's surprising. I know. Which one?
Well, this one is a friend who is on the ship. You see Sienna depicted in this one. You see
Really
her
hope he gets
hands-
Fodane in a dress.
You see her hands are put together. You see a smile across her face, and wearing the same ensemble that she normally does. But there is almost a halo of light around her body.
She's just looking confused at it, and she's like going through her pockets trying to find the card because she didn't leave it.
You look in your pockets and you find the previous one.
The previous one being
Magician.
The fool? Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh.
So they're going
Oh wait,
in
huh?
order.
Oh no. I thought. Uh oh. Uh-oh. That's bad. Okay.
Well, on the plus side, I don't think it's a fortune. I think they're just giving you the cards in order. So, because 0, 1, 2.
Look at this, and I show him the magician card.
Yeah, okay, that's you. That's Sienna. So this is targeted. Also, quick thing. Call me Derek while we're on this table.
I'll just like grab him by the shoulder, and I'll just look him deep in his eyes, and like, he's on the ship. He's here, and he knows.
Okay, let's calm down. We don't know he's here. We know someone's here that knows you. Let's not make assumptions till we know more.
I'll hold up this card. Nobody else knows this. Nobody else knows what this is. Knows what happened.
Okay, so this is something. This isn't just a picture of you. This is a picture of something that happened.
Yes. This is when I escaped.
Okay. Did anybody else escape?
No.
Do you know that, or do you think that? Was anybody else in a position to escape as well?
No.
Okay.
It's just me.
Okay. I just want to rule things out. Okay. Where was this? The card. Where's the card?
The card. Okay. I was like, Max, where was the place? No. It was the trolley that was in our room. It was in the cupboard of it.
Okay. So it was inside something that was put into our room. So. Okay. We're gonna have to find Mr. Bing Bong.
The two of you now hear clapping coming from all around you, really, as you notice Van has just finished some sort of song. You guys weren't paying attention because you were so fixated on this card, but you can see that the two of you now are caught up in the same line of events. Just so you're aware of that.
Okay.
Sweet. I just need to check one thing about a spell I've got. I don't think it can give messages.
I'm texting Leonie to stop texting me because she just won't stop. Like, it's just every 5 seconds. It's like, shut up.
No, I can't send messages with detect thoughts. That is slightly annoying, but makes sense. Could do it with dissonant whispers, but I don't really want to cause psychic damage to Ven.
Sorry, what are we doing?
I'm trying to think of how I can tell you, meet us back at the room, but I can't. I don't have a spell for it. Well,
So you
technically,
get message. Sorry, go on.
I've got
I
vicious
think
mockery.
Cassie, go on.
I've got vicious mockery. It's fun.
Fine.
Leonie just won't stop. I'm sorry. What are you talking about?
Leone, not on stream tab.
Stop. We had the question answered. Shut up.
Okay, right.
You can try and get their attention discreetly if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get the attention
Do I need to
as
lift you up?
subtly as I can. I am not that short.
Then you can see Thodane kind of grabbing your attention from a distance. Fennel, you do as well, as you're just kind of past them, so you can see them, the two of them just there, sat at the table.
Okay.
I'm going to. I assume that most of the room is looking at them right now.
Yeah.
Cool. Minor illusion for at most a second. Just the words "meet at room," and then dissipate it.
Okay.
Ben's gonna nod, but pretending like it's a bow in that direction as he's bowing to the applause or whatever. Looks at Fennel. Well, I think we've brought enough attention to you guys and intruded your alone time enough. Thank you for the duet, though. It was lovely.
Well, thank you for a nice interview. Sometimes people try and get involved a bit too much, try and get a few questions that shouldn't be asked, but you're very kind, so thank you for not being one of them people.
No.
I hate investigators, normally, so it's nice to see that there's a bit more discretion.
Well, just wanted to get an honest view.
Yeah, and I think a part of us just genuinely wanted to get to know you guys.
Oh, that's sweet. We'll be on the ship for the next couple of weeks, so if you want to pop by and go behind the scenes and watch us play, you're more than welcome to.
Thank you.
Would love that. That'd be great. Thank you very much.
Just did you see me? I think I dropped one of my guitar picks. Some things keep getting missing, and I think I'm dropping them, but did you see me drop it somewhere, maybe?
You'd lost it again.
I know. I feel like I need to get my pockets fixed or something.
I don't understand how you have such slimy fingers.
We talked about this. It's not slimy. It's slippery.
Oh, slippery. Oh, sorry. Things are slimy downward.
Or butterfingers.
Butter? Why'd you put butter on your fingers? No wonder you're dropping things.
It's not. But have you seen it anywhere?
No, but
I look at them.
we can retrace our steps.
I'm looking at Fennel like, shut the fuck up.
I'm just looking at Jack, and he's just miserable.
Subtle.
I look at the band. Do they have any kind of reaction?
You see, like, one of them's like looking underneath the table, trying to like see if they find this pick. You see Seb look towards you. I didn't see you have a pick here. Maybe you dropped it somewhere else.
Can I insight that?
Sure, go for it.
Okay. Just see if any of them are like on edge after hearing things are missing. 19.
You see, he doesn't really seem to react or in the manner that you're hoping for. You see, he just seems like genuinely curious, and is also thinking they didn't bring a pick. So, what are they talking about? Dropping?
Well, I'm sure I dropped it somewhere along the way. We'll trace our steps back.
What about the rest of the band members?
What?
Are you inciting them, or?
Yeah, the whole band, not just the band.
Yeah, the whole band.
Oh, sure, yeah. You kind of look over the rest of them as well. The one who's currently on the ground looking is the large air ganassi. You can see he's kind of like breathed in this kind of like big belly of air, and then it's just deflated it all the way as he gets low onto the ground, and he becomes almost wafer thin, looking around underneath the table. There is nothing here, no pick here, no pick at all, as he's shouting that out loud. You get the sense that these people aren't really picking up on anything being lost or stolen, so you don't think they've been picked.
by this pickpocket.
Okay. They don't have like a reaction of, oh, someone's caught on that people are missing their
No.
stuff. Okay.
No.
Well, thank you again. We'll be heading out now, and hopefully we catch one of your shows during our travel. So can't wait to see it.
He nods. Well, just so you're aware, Seb, and he begins to point at the individuals as well, so they can tell you what their names are. You see the drow just kind of nods her head. My name is Stilgar. A pleasure to meet you. And woman, she just looks over. Morgan, pleasure. And the Agenasi, Jurmur! Pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
Very unique names. I'll surely remember them. Well,
And you head off.
good night. Head off.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
So Thorne's been looked at before and she's been stared at.
Mm-hmm.
But she wants to know specifically if she's being watched right now.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Because
I'd say this is like your primeval awareness. So for this, I'd ask for a survival check at advantage, because this is almost that predatory instinct kicking in. 16?
Mhm.
In the very corner of the room. This area is hidden in darkness for the most part. Tables with people on them, candlelit, so you can see them illuminated. But in the corner, the far right-hand corner, there is a table with one person leaning in the very corner of it where darkness grows most. You see there is just this shadow there, sat on a chair, leaning back. The candle light in the center is shining upon them, but they do not have a shape. It just seems to be a vacuous void of shadow.
I think she sees this and she like freezes. Stops in her tracks, just eyes trained on this shadow.
See the shadow's fingers rise up. Just wave in your direction.
She starts running again.
They
She
point a
runs.
finger out. Where do you run to?
Out.
Okay.
Out. Away.
Here's your drink. Oh! You just pour the drink over this guy who's going to bring you a drink as you like rush down. And the rest of you see Thorn begin to rush out.
Okay, I was next to Fawn. Did I see them look over?
You kind of follow the the line of sight, and you can see the shadow figure is still sat there. And as he's kind of like this towards Thorn, you see their form kind of shifts over as she runs. And then you see a hand just kind of place itself on the table and just lean against it.
I'm going to try something potentially dumb. I'm going to go over to them.
Sure.
Why would you do that?
Because I have a spell to make them
So
forget.
fucking
forget.
stupid!
I can get rid of 6 seconds of memory. I'm just running a hunch.
Mm,
Okay, then. I'm going to walk over, and then I'm just going to say... Siren Worm. And I'm then casting Detect Thoughts and Gift of Gab.
Why would you? Why?
The Gift of
Why?
Gab makes them forget what I said.
No, I know, but like, why are you doing that in general?
Because I'm reading their mind.
Okay. You only read surface thoughts.
I can
Goodness.
push in.
Do you need to do an action for that?
No, let me just double check, because I believe I can do it with the action of casting, but I'm just going to double check
Okay.
that's correct.
Why are you doing this? This is so bad and wrong. You should
Because
stop.
because I say that they immediately forget, but I get the surface and deep thoughts if I do this.
Don't they need to make
Uh,
a save for the gift of gab or no?
No, Gift of Gab is automatic. It costs 2 gold, so that's how it gets around the.
You're gonna kill me.
Wait, I'm just trying to find where I put Detect Thoughts. Second level spell. Read the thoughts of certain creatures when you cast a spell, and as your action. Yeah, as I cast the spell, I can go deep.
Great question. Just quickly, are we not streaming on YouTube?
We should be.
Are we not?
Because Leone just asked if we're streaming on YouTube or not.
We should be.
So,
That would be
not seeing it.
Lovely.
Uh-oh.
We'll upload it later. It's
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
I
fine.
need to work out
We'll
what's going
edit
on with
this
it
part out.
because OBS is saying that we are.
No worries.
LBS is a liar.
Yep.
Then.
Damn, called out.
You stinky liar.
So, Thodane, as you delve deeper, there needs to be a saving throw involved. So is it a wisdom or...
It is a wisdom saving throw for Detect Thoughts.
Okay. That's an 18.
Okay, that passes, and I can't Silvery Barbs because I used Gift of Gab for my reaction.
Yeah. So, as you try to delve deeper into the mind of the shadow, you say the words Siren Worm. You, as you approach, you see the hand kind of leaning on the face against the table, elbow against the table. You see it kind of move away and look up towards you and begin to tap rhythmically on the table as you approach. You speak out and you see the figure. You speak out to it and it seems to understand and takes on what you say.
So
It tilts its head to the side and
Yeah.
continues to tap, but then stops as it knows that you're delving into its mind. What you see delving into its head is a almost cacophony of stories. You hear tales being told. You hear once upon a time. You hear different elements of the beginning, the middle, and the end of several stories just being blasted at you. I'm going to need you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Okay. You feel this sensation wash over your mind. You use the gift of gab, and you look over, and the shadow figure is no longer there. But instead, your head is pounding, and you do have 1 level of exhaustion because of it.
Handy to have right there. Oh, that's a problem.
The rest of you watch as Thorn runs away. You begin to leave the band members in the same time. So, Fennel and Ben, is there anything that you guys are doing as you see Thorn just booking it? Thodane is currently stood next to an empty table where nothing is there, as the shadow figure has slinked away and disappeared.
2 completely normal-looking people.
Ben's just looking at Thodane like he's leaving Thorn behind the. And he's gonna hurriedly walk out of the lounge, and then he's gonna run after Thorn,
Yep,
after
for
they're
now.
out of it.
For now, we'll do the same.
Okay.
But do I sense a presence while we're in the lounge, similar to my friend?
You do not.
Okay.
You do not. Rushing through and chasing Thorn.
Yep.
You will begin to head off. Thodane, are you following suit?
After I'm gonna go back to my table and down that whiskey because that's the worst headache, I imagine. I just have one question because I said the name.
Yeah.
Use detect thoughts and then gift of gab, so there would have been, even though it failed, there should have been a brief second or two of an image. Was all I got the story tales? The stories? Did I not get a image or silhouette of Siren at all?
I'll ask you to roll a spellcasting ability. So
Okay.
this will be your charisma check.
And this will be at disadvantage because of the level of exhaustion.
Yes.
Also, if people want to see the cards, well, they're not like max.
Oh, 14 with a disadvantage. That's not too bad.
Nice looking cards. Like them.
14. You could hear, as you said that name, a story was being told that you heard bouncing in your head. It was a beginning, a middle, and an end. But an end that is still being written. And the story that you could glimmer, you could only see an image. And it was the same image that was depicted in the Magician's card of Thorn. See a younger, longer, pink hair walking through a snowy woods. And as you're having that moment of thinking of that moment in time that was just kind of flashed in your head and then caused a severe headache, you rush over, grab the tumbler, down the whiskey, and as you put the whiskey back down, you can see, rather than a coaster, another card has been placed underneath that glass. This one titled The Empress. This one has a depiction of your sister. You see Kiv depicted in a large suit of armor, sat beside a throne, leaning against it, with a wide shit-eating grin across her face.
Yeah, I'm. Are we allowed to take? If I order another whiskey, am I allowed to take the glass with me?
Sure, your VIP. Your VIP
Take
is
the bottle,
cool.
bro. Take the bottle.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I get a bottle. How much is that going to cost?
Oh, sir, it's all free.
Thank you very much.
Take 4.
I'm not that greedy.
You rush out. You do notice as you are running away to kind of follow the rest of the group that the previous House of Vesper member that you had bumped into has been kind of watching this all unfold. Whilst everyone else was distracted, her table seemed to be focused on the rest of you doing about your business. So you just see her in the corner of your eye as you're rushing down. Because you are the closest to them.
Makes a bit of a note, but he really does not care about that right now because he's now doing what I'm going to call a thorn. He's running.
Thorn, where do you run to?
I think at this point she was running knowing who to go to, but now she has no clues. So she's just trying to find any sort of corner just away from people or away from like anybody, light, dark, does not matter. I think she's losing it a bit. And I think that the voices in her head start to get louder.
Okay. I need you to roll a survival check.
Okay.
Okay. You find somewhere perfect, somewhere secluded, somewhere safe. And that is the gardens. The large jungle, almost enclosed greenhouse. You see trees, you see brilliant colors of all designs. There is no paved road here. Everywhere is free to move through. And you just find yourself running into the thicket as deep in as you can get, as far away from civilization. You push through, and just those images and memories are coming up into your head, and I'm going to need you to roll another wisdom saving throw. You feel this growl
inside of you. Okay. You continue and find yourself at the base of a large plant. You see the plant itself is like a large bell, upside down, held by a stem, and itself brings a soft scent in the air. It colors from a dark green stem base up into a very large pink open flower. This flower, this bulb, is larger than yourself. It's probably about 10 foot in radius and as well 30 foot high. A lot of the plants and elements of this greenhouse are very large, strange, and bring a quirkiness. The rest of the troop follow. You don't hide your tracks. You are pushing through, and one by one, the two of you arrive and can see Thorn just there in this state of panic.
I think she's on her knees, sort of hunched over, and she's like gasping for breath, like something's in her lungs and she can't breathe. And she's just grabbing the grass and trying to like just breathe.
Hey, and Ben's gonna slowly sit down next to her, kneel down next to her. What's going on?
He's here, and he's gonna kill me. He's gonna take me back, he's gonna kill me, and he's gonna hurt me. He's here.
No. Nobody's going to hurt you, okay? And he's gonna slowly take off his, like, butterfly coat and place it around her. You're, like, completely covered in sweat.
You don't understand. You don't understand. He's here. He's in my head. He knows I'm here.
Well, we'll deal with it.
No, you can't.
You don't know that we
can't. He's gonna hurt your families. He knows you. He's going to know you. He knows everything.
That's fine. He can try to get to know me all he likes, but it's not going to do him any good.
Okay. What can we do right now to be more safe?
I don't know. I don't know. Nowhere is safe.
Just one deep breath in. One deep breath out. You're gonna be okay, I promise. If anything happens, we jump ship, okay? I have a spell that can keep us floating for a little bit. I'm not gonna let him get to you, whoever he is. Now, where do you think is a good idea to stay away from him? Would you feel safer in a room?
She just shakes her head and tears start to build up. I don't know. I thought I was safe, but I'm not.
Hey, it's okay. He won't make a scene here.
That's the worst part. He's watching.
Can I touch you?
She doesn't say anything.
He's gonna slowly put his hands down. Okay. Why do you think he's here? As in, what made you think he's here?
I'll show them the card, the magician.
Ben kind of looks at it, trying to get context.
Mm-hmm.
It's me. That's me.
Oh.
That's
Nobody
when I left.
And nobody else
knows that. Nobody else knows that.
Well, I don't know about that. You and I both know, Thorn. And you hear the voice just echoing throughout this garden. Only you and I know. But I'm not him. He isn't here. You're completely safe.
She just sort of jumps back and has her knife out, and she's just scooting away from the voice, just looking everywhere, trying to find something, some enemy.
It's all around. All of you can hear this voice just bouncing through the bits of shrubbery, trees, shaking some leaves on occasion. Looking around, there are more shadows, a darker surrounding, as if they've grown more so as this voice has boomed.
Ben's gonna stand up. All right then. If we're so safe, show yourself.
Well,
You've been playing with her for a while now. Not very funny.
I think it's been quite entertaining. A joyous moment for myself. A wicked treat. But one thing is apparent. There is history. History won't hurt her.
Then
As
Who are
you declare, you see that from the edges of the tree line, a shadow figure begins to step forward.
She throws her knife at it.
You throw the knife. Roll an attack roll.
Alright. I shall. I hate this. Yeah. Hold on. Whoops. Buttons. How do I... Okay. There we go.
Okay. You fling the dagger in their direction, and you just see it grabbed just before the blade touches their chest.
Now, if history says anything, that was a predictable outcome.
Drops it to the ground.
She keeps backing away from it.
I'm not here to hurt you. I was merely playing a game. You were the ones to find me, after all. You caught my eye, and my eye has grown quite fond of each one of you. You all hold a past and a present that is delightful.
And how would you know of our pasts and presents?
Well, you see, Fennel, I am not a regular person of this material plane. This isn't really my true home. I'm from a place where stories and fables come to life. And I feed off of those stories and pass them on to generations to come. I know many things. I know each one of you. I can see and I have heard your past. But I want to learn more. I want to see more. And to do that is to provoke, to see the real you, because each one of you is hiding.
You want the real me? And she starts changing.
Mhm.
Or-
I assure you, we don't need to see the real you. I think that's unnecessary.
Thorn, don't give him what he wants.
And it looks like she's changing on her own accord, but she's trying to like she's like hitting her arms and trying to like keep herself
Forced.
back and shaking her head, and she's just trying to keep herself contained.
Keep
pretty much.
calm. Tell me one good reason why we should let you terrorize us, apparently, because that's what you seem to do for fun.
Let me terrorize you. Please, you think I'm some sort of monster. I'm not. I'm a storyteller. I collect fables. And each one of you has a very interesting story to tell. But you caught me doing some scoundrel activity, so I thought I may as well repay the favor of your eye on me. You see me, I see you. I think we're even.
So that's it.
Then
We both go our separate ways.
No. I've had a taste now, and I want to know more. But I'm not going to force this on you. Not at all. I'm willing to trade. You see, I've told you I'm a collector of stories, fables. I know many men, women, powerful and weak. I can help you and get a better understanding of those you seek to destroy. And there are many of you who wish to destroy. A simple trade. Divulge me in your past, and I shall show you something of the person you despise most.
What's the catch, then?
That I learn. That I have a story to tell. There isn't anything malicious, then. Not everyone is out to get you.
And what's with the cards, then?
It's my token of appreciation. The cards hold all the stories. And he pulls out another one. And you see this one is the Emperor. And you see sat in it. Then you see a familiar face sat there. And then he flicks it to the side. And Thorn, you see a familiar face in it. It shifts and changes. And Fennel, someone from your past you see in its reflection as well. Flicks it forward. And Thodane, you see a mystery figure. But one who you know who it's representing. The card disappears, reappears in the other hand. The cards tell all. I am but a mouthpiece for them. So, what's on the cards today?
So what, are you gonna go into our memories or something?
Then, not everyone is evil. I am chaotic. I play both sides. You should understand that more than everyone else.
Then looks at Thorn.
She's struggling right now.
Yeah, I'm looking at Ven at that line, sorry.
I'm looking at Robbie. What does he mean by that?
I don't know.
Inside check? Question mark?
On me, the person?
You see
Yes.
the shadowed figure hearing of Thorn struggle. Now that one is a very interesting past. Struggled from a very young age, taken away from her home. And yet here she is, free. Or is she? The story is still being told, right, Thorn? You tell me what that story is.
I don't think you have to tell him anything. He said it's our choice. We know the person you're after, Thorn, isn't here. It was just this guy.
Ah, the clever diplomat. Oh,
Max, I want to double check one thing. Everyone else, he showed somebody they knew
yes,
and had to actually see, but for me, he showed a silhouette.
yes.
I think you're full of shit. See, funnily enough, everyone else knows who they don't particularly care for. But for me, the proof that you had that you could actually provide what you're saying is a silhouette. Is that the best you got? You're hoping we wouldn't pick up on that. 3 out of 4 ain't bad.
I didn't say that I was going to be completely forthright with everything I was bringing up. I do like to tease.
Yeah, but you sure like to imply you're going to be helpful when it seems you're just wasting everyone's time.
Do you not wish to know who put your sister in that position?
Mate, have you missed the part where it's my job to find out?
Well, what if you don't get there in time? What if your story ends on this adventure and your sister is left, well, on the gallows?
And what if I shot you in the face right now? There's a lot of what ifs.
Wouldn't do.
I'm going to deal in facts, not fiction like you seem to.
For someone so curious, you answer a lot of questions.
That's
But
what
not many.
curiosity means, jackass.
I have a question. How do we know you won't share our stories with our enemies, people who are against us? You said you play both sides.
Attentive. I only speak to those I come across. Those who interest me. They mostly have you all figured out. What use would I be? I could help you level out the playing field.
See, funnily enough, that's a pitch that you could give to either side. We're taking your word for it, and you don't seem that trustworthy.
Well, if you don't want my offer, then
No, I think we've said that a few times, mate. You're being very insistent for somebody who's supposedly not that invested in the outcome.
I'll take it. Under a condition.
What is the condition?
You leave us alone after this.
Trying
And
to
stop
angle my camera so I'm
leaving.
looking at Robbie on the thing. What the fuck?
And leave Thorn alone. And stop with the creepy cards thing.
Not enjoying it?
Not very amusing.
The cat hasn't come out the bag, so the fun has ceased. You can only provoke a cat so many times before it shows its face. Anyone else wish to divulge?
Yeah, this is more of a bit of advice. If you're gonna claim to be like a master of stories, quit with the cliches. Dear God, man.
Well, I'm not a
Max, that wasn't aimed at you. I'm giving this guy shit, I promise.
No, I know. You see, he kind of looks over. I'm no teller. I'm no god of stories. I'm
Didn't say God now, did I?
well, I'm close enough. So your gun would not do much. Be
Are
thankful that I'm
the
not angry.
are the voices in my head sending any alarms?
The voices have been silent for most of this.
Like
How
completely.
about my voices?
Do
How about the voices
guys?
in my
Can I
head?
do like a check-in? Like, hey guys, am I screwing myself over here?
As you spend a moment to kind of leave the conversation and focus on your mind, you hear the voice come in. What is it you think you're going to learn from a Fey being? Tricksy, chaotic. They give you everything you wish for, but what do you actually get in return? You give away your secrets then. How dear and close do you hold them? Once one person knows, what's to stop more? Our secrets are all we have. Everything else is out in the open. Give that away and you'll strip bare of your security.
I'll trust you then.
We can
Yeah,
do
it
it
was a
without
fucking-
him.
Sorry, go.
We can do it without him.
Not a pal of yours?
I've never met this person before. But he's not completely shadow. There is flesh in there. But powers are strong. You could not defeat him. But I do not sense any fighting spirit in them either.
Alright then. So stay wary and tell him to fuck off. Mine kind of like,
Mhm.
shakes back into the conversation.
So what will it be then? You have this chance to know something that not many people would.
Max, can I just ask? Because when I cast a spell on someone, I should know if it actually work. Most spells, like if they don't work, you know
Mhm.
for some reason or other. He just claimed to be as close to a god as possible. Did I feel Gift of Gab actually work?
You sense the spell take place, but you think his mind is too strong to be willed in such a manner.
But it took place, so if it was
It
actually
happened, but you don't think that the actual effects of the spell took place. Your incantation solidified on a mind, but the mind itself, from speaking outside terms, resisted it through a legendary resistance.
But I'm going to assume the fact that I felt it connect, it did just immediately bounce off means that he's powerful but exaggerating.
Yeah, you don't know how strong that could be. You just know that they're stronger than you, at least, in spellcasting.
Yeah,
I don't think we need help from any fate tricksters who do petty thievery. No offense.
Oh, completely taken on board, but I have no feelings. Now, does Ven and Strobane speak for all of you? Or is there still something in there for Thorn for now?
Thorn's just like twitching on the ground right now. Like she's just fighting against her own body, trying to change, and so she's a little bit distracted right now.
Having a seizure while he's talking
Yeah.
to her.
Pretty much, and everybody's like, what's this shadow guy got going on?
Sees quietly.
Well, Fennel says, well, anything I wish to know, I'm on my journey to learn it. There's nothing I wish to share with you.
He looks around at everyone. Very well. Just know this. If I was truly this evil creature, this malevolent entity that you assume I am, I have your secrets. I know parts of you already. See the cards. That is enough. I could give away your secrets, but I don't. I keep them with me. So know that they are safe, as is anything else that is told my way. I don't offer this as a gesture.
Can I really obnoxiously loudly pour a drink to show that
Yeah,
I
sure.
do not care?
This is for Thorn.
Then I bid you adieu. Enjoy the rest of your time on this ship. Hopefully it doesn't crash. And he fades away.
I don't like the way he said that.
The shadows dissipate, and the light seems to return from this tunnel vision perspective that they once were.
I'm gonna need to find someone to tell me how to punch a shadow, because fuck that.
Do you think we need to check on the engines?
Thorn.
No, if he's all about stories, that'd be a shit ending.
Thorn, are you doing okay? Well,
No. she's like just gripping into the grass beneath her and just trying to heave deep breaths, trying to calm herself down. But she's not looking too great.
Ben's gonna lightly like pat her back, like rub her back a little bit.
Sure.
I'm gonna hand her the bottle because she looks like she needs it more than me.
Oh, don't give her alcohol.
She takes it. She doesn't know what's in it. She drinks it. And then she immediately spits it back out and throws up.
Oh, Dane!
You're meant to sip whiskey, okay? It helps calm the nerves.
You know she doesn't
Use
drink.
medicine, for fuck's sake.
You hear the speaker system. Bing! We have arrived at the hourglass. You may disembark when need be. Boom.
Speaking of drinking, my dad has a brewery. Let's stop by and get pissed.
That sounds lovely.
I don't know if that's a...
Let me cope.
Okay.
I think.
Thorn, can you handle people right now?
I think she's somewhat calmed down. She's not necessarily like twitching anymore, but she does not look okay. Her eyes are like wide and bloodshot, and she's just again like she was before. She's gasping for air, and yeah, she's not alright.
Let's stay in the rooms, you and I, okay? Try to get you to normal. You two can go out into town if you want.
Yeah, I kind of have to. Look, Fawn, and I'm gonna kneel down a bit because I assume he's still on the ground.
Yeah.
Here's a plus side. He isn't here. The shadow guy was just a prick. Okay? So, it's just something they took too far.
Okay.
It's gonna be alright.
Okay.
Okay. So, I'm guessing you're beginning to split up, but before you do, you all leave this garden center, head out, and as you begin to find where you will go next, you can see out of the large crystalline windows, looking to the starboard side this time, you see a plateau, a large crystalline mixed in with metallic structure that is the top level of the hourglass. You are docked already in place. You can see that there are different areas, large round bases where other airships have rested and are being repaired and created in these workshops that are exposed to the elements. This ship that you're on, the Cavalier, is one of the largest here. And you can just see this city illuminated at night as the time is around 9-10 o'clock in the evening, as there is no sun, but the city itself shines brightly. And you have arrived at the hourglass. And since there's not much else to really go on, we will have the end of the session now. May as well end it there. A bit earlier than normal, but that's only 30 minutes, it's not too bad. And also, as a side note, you've all leveled up. So you are now level 4.
Lovely.
Yay.
So you now have your ability score improvements or your feats. They will also come into effect during the session itself. So anything you wish to add to your character, just let me know what you end up going for. You don't have to choose it now. You don't have to do anything now. You can think about it if you want a multi-class, whatever. But you are now level 4 going into the hourglass. But yeah, we'll pick up there next time. Good old Shadow Man, eh?
I hate you, Max! I hate you so much. You're the worst.
Hey, look.
My ears just got blasted,
I'm
but
sorry.
okay.
I'm so sorry. But I'm feeling a lot of emotions right now.
Cantrip.
Hey, look, the option is there,
Ooh, I
guys.
After that, I'm taking the light cantrip. If he shows up again, blinding face. Fuck you.
Daylight, just
No
you know
more
what we
light.
need? One of those like fucking torch lamps, whatever they're called, flashlights. But it's like the really like strong ones that illuminate
Like
the whole forest.
The Ash baby meme.
That's what we
Oh my
need, bro.
God.
That's what we need.
This sucked.
It
I hate
wasn't
this airship.
bad.
I hate this airship.
Cassie, it's mainly your own mind playing
I
tricks.
know, but I mean,
To be fair, it was. You could have just walked up to the dude and be like, "Hey, what the fuck is up? What is up? You wanna go, bro? You wanna go?" And then you would see it wasn't certain. It was just some guy.
Man, I really want to tell you what's going on, just to see if you would do the same thing in her position.
Yeah, I
Oh.
know. I'm just joking. I'm just
You
joshing.
better be.
Just for
Yeah, of course I'm joking. What the fuck?
just for phrase reference, the first one, the fall, that was Desmond.
Oh, for the love of God!
Yes, Desmond.
Yeah, I was like, who the fuck was that?
The reason for that is because he interacted. This was a one shot that happened ages ago, where it was Desmond, a character from last campaign, spoke to this Shadow Man, and
Oh my
basically
God.
got more information from him on certain topics, and he gave him stories in return. And Desmond liked him so much and kept meeting up with him that he said, "Hey, look, just stick me on one of your cards." And then he chose the fool.
Hold on. Was that
Like
the
concern.
same Shadow Man? No, hold on. Shut up. Was that the same Shadow Man he was talking to before I got blasted into Leigh Ronson, had the shit kicked out of me? Was that the same guy? Because you said, oh yeah, I talked to a Shadow Man. And I was like,
Yeah.
huh?
It's the same guy.
I'm gonna kill this guy. I'm gonna fucking kill him. I'm gonna find him and I'm gonna kill him.
It's just, you know,
Oh my god. Just like Desmond, I can't fucking escape. I can't escape. He's everywhere.
oh well.
I love how Desmond
I
just ended
loved
up
it.
having a little natter, like, you know, oh, go meet him for tea. Just, yeah, you know, oh,
The
that's what I did
viewers
this
have
week.
no idea what we're talking about,
not a
by the
clue.
way.
No.
They're like, what the fuck is Desmond?
Stay in the dark.
Stay in the dark.
Make it sound
Don't
like
wanna
Desmond's
know.
a bad character. He's lovely.
Desmond.
I'm not saying. They're just like, who the fuck is Desmond?
Anyway,
What are they
that was
talking
last
about?
campaign. This is
Yeah.
this campaign. We'll end it there. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Twitch, find us on Instagram. Bit of bang, bit of boom. There we go. Tell us your story in the comments. That's a new one. All right. See you later, guys.
Oh.
What the fuck?